It's the cold hard truth. Everyone really want to know what's going on with her show. Just get on the air and you will know it's Sandra. The queen of the mile road is here, helping people from everywhere. Get on the phone and you will hear Sandra. Now she will tell you how it goes. Now don't you ever step on her toes, 'cause you will hear the cold hard truth from Sandra. They say she's the hero in town, helping people from all around. You get a call, your money is found, it's Sandra. Some will call her late at night just to say that there is a fight, and she will not just leave it alone. She'll get up and call on the phone, and when politics starts on her show, everyone really wants to know the way the things will really go with Sandra. Some will start to criticize, get on the show and tell pure lies, but someday we'll realize it's Sandra. And when they start to argue again, she'll pull the heads to the wind, and soon you will be a friend of Sandra. 'Cause every day everyone wanna hear from Sandra. Every day, everyone wanna hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day, everyone got to hear from Sandra. 'Cause every day, everyone got to hear from Sandra.
Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. How is everybody doing this beautiful morning? Everybody's good? Rise and shine. What a beautiful day. We have a lot going on, including one of my lights that isn't coming on this morning. We'll see here in a second what happened. Sometimes I gotta, fiddle with things around here. What can I tell you? Except for the most part, I have learnt when things go wrong what to do. Sometimes I got to call in the experts, call in the heavy guns, which should be my husband's show. But once he's at work, it's like, he's probably still driving in traffic right now, though. But yes, everybody's doing good. Hope you guys are wonderful. So we may be a little bit in the dark this morning because this one light just is not coming on. I feel a little bit of a sore throat coming on, by the way. On the feels like it's my left lymph nodes. So that means that I will start a garlic regimen right away. Sometimes that happens if you're like sleeping and you leave your mouth open or something. So what's going on? But this feels like it's actually more in the lymph node area than the throat itself. Attention. So I'm going to start my raw garlic regiment this morning, which means that I will literally start eating garlic like a vampire's after me. And what I do is I just swallow it just like a tablet. I cut it in little pieces and I swallow a bunch of garlic for the next couple days. And you'd be surprised how that really just knocks it out. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, let me try starting an app. I think I may have another solution here. Let's try this one and see what happens. Interesting. But yes, I like to pay attention to these things, because quite frankly, you just never know. So I hope that you guys have been having a really good week. There's a number of things we're going to be discussing today, including how Foster's is taking some steps to try to make it safer for all of us in the community. So you guys, some of you are a little bit pig-headed, hard-headed, and you don't like change even when it's meant to protect you, which is kind of interesting, I think. But we're going to get into some of the details of that this morning. So I have sent out, let me just double check. Oh, not yet. Had it ready. Let me just add the phone number so you guys know to call in if you'd like to call in. Of course, we're going to have some open mic today, so you can call in. Okay. And we haven't had any political sis in a while. And based on some of the messages that I'm getting, solved my problem. And you shall have light, said the Lord. Based on some of the problems that I'm having, some of the complaints that I'm getting from you guys, I am going to, I think it's time that we dropped a little political talk here this morning. And so you want to be tuned in for this one, because, there's really no way to sugarcoat certain things. And I'm not normally in the business of sugarcoating anything. So we're gonna get to that here this morning as well. We're gonna talk about it. Kind of personal stuff with politicians, but I feel like if I don't help to set the record straight, some of you are gonna just keep the gossip train going, for lack of a better term. So, I think maybe politicians themselves don't really like talking about their personal lives. And so I'm going to do them a solid here today and help you guys out, since you're really concerned about what they have going on in their personal lives. Okay? Well, we'll get to it. Yeah. We will get there, and you guys are going to see how we flex. All right. Good morning to all the usual students. Everybody's present. We're getting there. Just about 200 people on the online streams. Don't forget, folks, we are on Bobo 103.1 FM. I'm surprised when people still message me, Sandy, what's the radio station again? I'm just like, oh my God, where have you people been? Yep, Bobo 103.1 FM. We are also on Facebook, Cayman Law Road. Click on the live tab, because Facebook is always messing with us. So sometimes it is not in the, it's not in the exact, on the page itself, on the primary page. So you got to go under that little live tab. And Instagram, morning Instagram, folks. Also, YouTube. Now, too much? You're confused? We make it a no-brainer here for you. So easy. All you have to do is join the CMR channel. And that's a WhatsApp channel. When I say channel, I mean WhatsApp channel. We're also now on our own website. That's good for those of you who are at work and you want to listen, but your workplace doesn't allow any social media stuff on their computers and stuff like that. That's okay, because now you can just go to cmrtv.com. Mm-hmm. And you can watch that way. All righty. So what topic shall we begin with? Let's talk about fosters, because this one is pretty straightforward. So I think other retailers are following suit based on what I've heard. But fosters, and maybe it's just around the holidays, I don't know if it's a permanent policy or with the uptick of the holiday season, if this is something that they're going to be doing now and kind of ease up on it later on. I'm not really quite sure of the deployment of the timing, but what I do know is Foster's is asking for IDs when you're using your cards. And I know this because someone was making an observation to me yesterday about how they were in line and someone someone was being asked for their ID and they were going on a little bit ignorant about it. Something that is meant to protect you, y'all getting up in your feelings about. My God. Can we say, what on earth? Anyway, couple recommendations. I'm actually not a person that walks with my driver's license hardly ever. I often have to remember where it is. like, oh, I'm going to need it this weekend. Let me try to remember where I put it. I know it's in a particular pouch. It's in a green pouch. And so if I find that, I'll find my driver's license. However, that's not going to stop me. If somebody stops me, whether it's the police or whoever else, and says, "Can I see your driver's license, please?" I'm going to say, "Okay, let me get my phone." Because I keep a copy of all important documents readily available on my phone. Well, not on my phone, but I can get to it through a cloud storage. So at any time, technically, I have my driver's license, passports, anything, I can get to it. So I'm going to make this recommendation to you guys that instead of getting upset at Foster's for trying to help you not be hoodwinked by some crooks who get a hold of your card, and I can tell you, as often as you guys lose your cards, that's a good thing. Every single day, especially on the weekends. I think y'all be drunk and whatever over the weekends. I don't know what's going on. Yesterday, another one, wallet found, driver's license found. These people don't even know that they lose stuff. Like when I reach out, they're like, "Oh yeah, wow. Gee, thanks." I'm just like, Anyway, please don't get salty at the cashiers when they ask you for ID. They're trying to help you, right? Just be ready. You either walk with it, or I'm sure if you walked with it electronically, you'd be able to have a copy. This person says, asking for IDs like saying, "I care enough to make sure somebody's not scamming you." Well, yes. And I was saying to this person this morning, I have a retail license, and technically I've been in retail for well over 10 years. Well, even before then, I think, but it's been a minute that I've had a retail license. And I know that one of the dreaded things that retailers always have to deal with are chargebacks. And that's where a person comes to you and claims that they did not make this transaction. And, funny enough, I was somewhere the other day and I was traveling. I was somewhere the other day, not traveling, but I was talking about, when I travel, how I always alert CNB and, because trust me, CNB can block you. They can block that card. And then this person was saying to me, I was talking a customer service desk with cashiers. And they were saying to me, you know, Sandy, it's so interesting how these guys got away with these transactions that weekend. Like they were just on a shopping spree. But they said normally the retailer gets held holding the bag. In other words, they have to eat up that loss, right? Because the customer now will go to their credit card company, rightfully so in the case of this blatant fraud, and say, that wasn't me. Here's the evidence. They give a statement, affidavit, whatever. And then the credit card company is going to refund that money. And who do you think loses the money? The transaction is lost by the retailer. So these cashiers were telling me there was a time that they worked like at Kirk Freeport, different places, and an elderly man came in. Listen to this. So this is very, very interesting. An elderly man came in and was buying all this jewelry. They thought they were like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get a lot of commission. Everything's good, helping him really good, you know, all this kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, I'll take that roulette box. I'll take this. I'll take that, whatever. And they're ringing it all up. Big dollar amounts, cha-ching. But guess what? His daughter called because the bank had notified her. And she's like, return every single item. He has dementia, Alzheimer's. I don't know what his clinical diagnosis was, but he wasn't supposed to be going shopping. He said he just wanted to walk outside. The dude picked up the credit card bag, whatever it was in, wallet, got in the car, drove to Kirk Freeport, and felt like he wanted to be on a shopping spree. But because he's not mentally, responsible because of this disease, they had to return everything, do a chargeback if it already had gone through. So I thought to myself, that's an interesting story. And I'm a bit surprised that the family who was supposed to have been watching him didn't really ensure that he did not, number one, have access to a car, because that's really dangerous to have dementia and be driving. And number two, also not be able to get his hands on the credit cards. But I do know that when some seniors are suffering from these type of diseases, they get really, really upset if you try to hold things back from them. Because sometimes, you know, you're their daughter or caretaker. They don't know who you are. So they're not always lucid the same way all the time. And sometimes they're not lucid at all. And so if they don't know who you are and you try to like not give them something or take stuff from them, they get very angry. And so that anger can, you know, not be good. So yeah. But still, I was like, can't you give them like a Monopoly card, something that they're not going to be able to use just in case? Monopoly money? But I'm not so sure. I guess they still look at it and know the difference. I don't know. So these things are created to these things are created for your own protection. So let's try to be a little bit more understanding when retailers are trying to help you. Yeah. Because like I said, the retailer is the one who ultimately takes on the highest risk when there's a chargeback and they lose that money. You know, in all of my years, I've only had one, I can't even remember the details now. I've only had one person try to do a chargeback. I cannot remember. I can't remember what the circumstances were. But one of the things that I always ensured that I did, especially as a small business, because these chargebacks can be very costly to you. In addition to all of the standard security protocols, if I don't know you, I need card, ID, you know, got to see you in person, got to be able to pinch you, make sure you're real. We're not doing phone transactions and all this kind of stuff. And I must say, the bank makes you go through this whole, once you have a card machine with them, I know CNB does, every year it was getting annoying. I eventually gave up my card machine because I was like, this is too much. It's really, and my customers are, you know, all local at this point. There was a point when they weren't always local, but pretty much they're all local. And there's no need for me to swipe and they're not there and whatever. So, so I, you know, went to great lengths to protect myself as a retailer. But the other thing I would do is I would have them fill out a form, like, you got to sign, you know, because some of them would say, right, every month for Roque, just you do the transaction for me. Now, Visa changed that a couple of years ago. That's why I gave it my card, because I'm like, that's what I use it for. So when I could no longer do that type of transaction, manual input, I said, I don't need the card. Now I just tell my customers, make your payments online directly to the bank. Or some of my seniors, you know, they don't have online access. I said, well, you're going to have to go to the counter. Just make sure to tell them the name so they can allocate it correctly. And that's what we got to do. So I don't feel any kind of way when I'm asked for my ID. I'm like, oh, this person is they're going above and beyond doing their job. Mm-hmm. So shame on whoever that lady was at Foster's yesterday or day before, who was getting all upset when she was asked to show ID. This is how they protect themselves, and this is how they protect us. If somebody had asked for that man's ID last weekend when those fools were on a shopping spree, yeah, they wouldn't have got away with over $4,000 worth of shopping. I'm just saying. Be vigilant. Store clerks, be vigilant. There's certain things, and, you know, I think it comes down to perhaps training somewhat and intuition and common sense. Because listen, I've been working in retail. I was going to say retail was my first job, but not really, because I worked on campus before I went into retail. But it was one of my first jobs. And yeah, I used to work in retail in the States. And so what I can tell you is they do very, very vigorous training on how to spot people who are being a bit shady. They're trying to steal in your store. Like, listen, one of the best ways to keep people from stealing stuff, like you see them going in, putting stuff in the baby carriage and all this kind of stuff, is you got to be on them like white on rice, right? You walk over to them, you greet them as they walk in the door. You're like their shadow. You shadow them. Like, hello, excuse me. Can I assist you with that? Right? When they say, no, I'm good, you know, I'm just looking. I still be like, oh, well, let me help you look. You know, have you seen this? Is there a particular size? Do you have an occasion coming up that you could be looking for? You be right there on top of them. And they're less likely to feel comfortable enough to put their perfume under the baby's diaper because they know that you are watching them. Their tactics. We had to check, you know, bills, make sure no fraudulent money being passed and all that kind of stuff. You know, I used to work in a store. You guys might remember this store from in the States, but it was called 579. And it was for the skinny people. Back then, I could get into the bigger sizes. But one of the key signs that we could tell that somebody was trying to shoplift, right? You would have a little chunky monkey come in to the 579. And I'd be like, you don't wear a 5, a 7, or a 9, or even a 12, Bobo. Where you go, TD, were you going today? Because that wasn't her size, but she's up in there trying to shoplift for her younger sister or shoplift for somebody else. Honey child. So there are things that people give you cues about their behavior. When you see them kind of low-key watching you, you got to be like, what are you looking around for? You want a job in retail? Cashiers do better. Be alert is what I'm trying to tell y'all. All right. Melanie says, not when I went to Foster's yesterday. Well, I think that they have certain protocols. So it certainly depends on the amount of the transaction as well as how the transaction is being done. So for example, if they require a PIN, it's unlikely that you're going to find somebody else's card and know the PIN number, right? So it depends on if you're tapping it, if they need a signature. So maybe you didn't meet the criteria that they have set for the particular store. Kyle Love 6712 says, I love this show. This host has the finest voice. Oh my gosh, don't make me blush, Kyle. Morning, Jasara, plain and straight. Angie says, I noticed yesterday morning when a cashier asked me for ID when the person tried using their card. Oh, when a cashier asked for ID when the person, yes. Yeah, they're doing it. Real deal says people just love to complain about everything. Shows a lack of sense, trust, and believe. If there's a complaint to be had, people are going to find a way to do it. Hermes, good morning. Good morning, Emma. KK says vendor will lose. Exactly. And here's the thing. When vendors lose, consumers lose. I don't know if y'all know this, but a vendor is in business to make money. So they will find a way through their pricing to ensure that ultimately they have a way of absorbing losses. So anytime a retailer has very, very high chargebacks, high theft, fraud, whatever, the consumers are ultimately the ones who will pay for that. And that's the key that y'all have to understand. And so don't be getting upset at Foster's. This is retail all over the world. Consumers ultimately pay the price. Like I said, I've been in retail, and you'd be surprised how stuff is marked up. And it's just part of the cost of doing business. It is what it is. Why would you be in business if you're at a loss? That's when you have to go bankrupt. So common sense 101 is that, the consumers ultimately carry the bag, if you know what I mean. Vicky, good morning. Miss Vicky Joy says, I always show my ID because my card got scammed before, but thank God I got my money back. Yeah, I must say that, actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever had a chargeback. I was confusing something. I was confusing the fact that I have never had to put in a claim until recently. I think it was it earlier this year or last year? But sometime in the last year, I've had to do a couple claims because I think it was last year. I don't know how or why, but my card kept getting compromised. Like in the space of about 3 to 4 months, I had to have my card replaced at least 3-4 times. I was like, what the heck? But I do know that I use that card a lot with online retailers and stuff, and it is a debit card. And so I feel like if their systems are compromised, because now you got very sophisticated scammers online, then, CNB has always been good in the past, because sometimes CNB is aware of a very broad breach, and they will reach out proactively and say, listen, the parent company that owns TJ Maxx, Marshalls, whatever, had millions of, bits of content compromised, including cards and email addresses and whatever else. And so proactively, we were replacing everybody's cards who used them with the retailer during this particular period where the information was captured. So they've done that in the past. I mean, like from years ago. So I know that they try to be as proactive, I guess, as they possibly can. But one of the transactions was like out of the UK. And that's why have those alerts on your phone, because I was at home kind of snoozing, taking myself a little nap. And I actually didn't have my phone on me. And then when I got up and looked at my phone, I was like getting all these notifications. And, see right here, I get the notifications from CNB every single day. Amazon, $10.82. I'm like, yep, that's good. And so I started to see this one from a retailer that I was like, who the hell is this? As a matter of fact, there was one yesterday that I don't know who that is. And so it could be something that I've signed up for because, like I said, I use my, I do use my card for a lot of things. Oh, you see, this is one of the things right now. I'm going and having a look. So I'm like, I don't recognize this company. And yet, and yet I did sign up for it, apparently. I need to really decide if this is worth the money that they're charging me every month, though, because I haven't even used it in the last month. And that's why I couldn't remember. So this will be, I'm adding this to my to-do list today. I need to look at this website because chances are I'm paying for this and you're not using it. That doesn't make any sense. So this is probably one service that I will be canceling. And this is the thing, you sign up for these things and every single month they're charging your card. Oh, well, I don't use Netflix anymore. Do yourself a favor. Start canceling those things. Do you know if you use PayPal and they automate the payment, there's a section in PayPal that you can go in and you can say, cancel this automated payment. Every once in a while, I go and I clean out all of my PayPal stuff because, of course, you forget to do it. KK says domestic transfer, ease of access online with CNB, especially is amazing. So get those notifications. They can text it to you. They can email it to you. So if you're traveling and you're not going to have your local phone on, obviously the text messages are not going to help. So that is then when you want to have the email option on. So, yeah. Ms. Jean says also look for groups. This is actually a really, really good thing. Not to say that people don't shop together. I mean, yes, people do. But when you see people coming in as a group, that oftentimes, this is one of the things that we were taught as well, can be a telltale sign that they are trying to shoplift. And they have people who do different things within the group. So one person is meant to distract you. So they'll be the friendly one that's going to walk up to the counter and start talking to you and, all this kind of stuff, keeping you busy. So they're going to try to keep you busy while the other one or two are then stealing. So that's where you've got to make sure when you're in retail that you also have enough people on the floor, because one of the worst things you can do is not have enough people on the floor. And in some places in the US, I can tell you that they actually will have undercover people on the floor who they themselves are pretending to shop. So you don't always know that they are part of the security detail and they're part of the security team. And I am I am so paranoid, especially when I go to the US because they don't know me. Most people in Cayman know who I am. And I'm like, I'm not about that life. I'm not about stealing nothing that I haven't paid for, that I haven't earned. Nope. I am what? Stealing? No. My aunt raised me better than that. But when I'm in the States, those people don't know me. To them, I'm just another Black person. And you don't know what profiling, what that means. So I am very, very cautious. If Gigi's with me, sometimes she wants to pick up something and she wants to hold on to it. I said, Gianna, put it in the cart. When we pay for it outside the store, then you can get it. I'm trying to teach her certain shopping protocols. Like if I go to Marshall's, I take the stuff off the hangers because I don't take hangers. I don't bring hangers back to Cayman. So I will take the stuff off the hangers myself, put it in the cart, and then I put the hangers on the little arm piece, right? Sometimes she wants to push the basket. Kids, they want to push the cart, like they want to be more involved. And I always tell her, be careful. She wants to pick up stuff like, oh, I want this, but then low key, she's not sure if I'm going to buy it for her. I'm like, no, that don't play any games when you're in these people's store. Make sure you ask. If you see something you want, we can have a conversation about whether or not we're going to purchase it, whether or not it's in the budget, right? And then you put it in the cart. Don't hold on to it for them to think you're trying to hide it and put it in your pocket or no. And when I walk in, I ain't taking no big bag with me. Like even when I walk in, I've been somewhere else shopping. I'm like, do you want to hold my bag at customer service? And a lot of times they're like, no, miss, you take it. Because I'm like, listen, I'm going back to the car. I'm doing one drop and then I'm going to go back in the store. Because I don't want nobody to be giving me no side eye thinking I'm trying to steal anything. I'm not made for Cayman jails. I'm definitely not made for an American jail. That is for sure. Nobody not locking me up over no foolishness. And so going back to shopping with people, on the odd occasion that I have traveled with people to the U.S., and I try not to do it as much anymore. They kind of have to be family adjacent, cousins, and even then, low key, most of them I wouldn't go anywhere with. When we go into a store, we're not sharing a basket. I'm like, TD, get your own basket, right? I'm gonna go do my thing, shop on my own. You do your thing, shop on your own, and we'll simply meet at the register. We're not holding no hands. We're not keying and all this kind of stuff because I don't know what kind of reputation you got. I don't know. You might be having a klepto moment that I want nothing to do with. So I'm very, very, and when I tell you very particular about not putting myself in any kind of situations. And I'll be watching them when they ring stuff up because sometimes they forget to take off the little tags and stuff. And I've had that happen once or twice before. Then you come all the way back to Cayman and you're trying to find somebody who has that particular machine to take off that tag. It's not nice. And so I say to them, please, I'm traveling outside the country in the next day or two. Ensure that all tags are removed. So when I go back to one of the reasons why I prefer to do my own packing, whatever, is when I go back now to the hotel or wherever I'm staying or with our cousins or whatever, I ensure that I go through every piece of clothing. I feel it, make sure nothing has been left on, fold it up myself, pack, Yeah. KK says that Visa needs to implement entering a PIN for all transactions. That's where they go or went wrong. I mean, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of having tap and go. So you have a balance, I think, that we're trying to strike here, right? On the one hand, you're trying to make it easier for consumers to be in and out. On the other hand, of course, that means that sometimes you're also making it easier for thieves. Now, one of the really good things, and I'll have to ask Marlon, he can tell you more about this, is when we travel overseas, like we do, the chamber trips and stuff like that, we don't use our cards at all. He actually has a thing online, I think it's called Wise, where you can set up an account with Wise and then you can attach and top up the Wise account. And then you basically tap with your phone. So, in the States, they have Apple Pay and all these other Google Pay and whatever. We don't necessarily have those available to us, but you can do that with your local cards using this Wise app. And so when we were in Europe this September, when was it? September, October, 99% of the transactions I tapped with my phone. And that, again, allows you to have some control over it because it's only what we put on there. So he'll say, okay, the budget for the week is X amount for, dining out, And so, and we're sharing the same Wise account, him and I. So he'll top it up and then we just tap on that, right? So they don't have access to your card information. So it does offer you a layer of protection. PayPal also offers you a layer of protection, because I must say that PayPal is actually very, very consumer friendly from the perspective that if you dispute a charge, they're more likely to go with the consumer and say, well, we're going to refund the money before they're going to go with the retailer. So, there is a way for you to dispute charges with PayPal and stuff as well. Miss Jean says, stick with them and defend like a defender on the football field. Stick with them. So yeah, once they see that, and they know, when they walk into a store, they kind of get a sense of, oh, is this going to be easy or not, depending on the staff, because they can pick up, just like you can pick up vibes on them, they can certainly pick up vibes on you and how vigilant you're being as staff on the floor. And that's one of the things, again, from my days in retail, they would say, be on the floor. Don't be standing behind the register. Have one person, depending how many staff you have, busy season, you had more people on the floor, but have one person behind the register, and the rest of you be on the floor, be greeting customers, be straightening up your tables, refolding stuff, checking your racks, because a lot of times that is how quickly you are able to know, right? Exactly when something's missing, because all of a sudden you find that empty hanger on the rack. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. What the heck is this? So, yep. Lots of things. And I think that if you're in retail and you've not done a course on, I'm assuming there's a course out there now. Back in the day, we did it the old-fashioned way, where they just simply trained us on how to do it. But, take a course so that you can obviously teach your staff then what it is that they need to do. All right. Anthony says a very intrusive salesperson is the biggest turnoff for me in retail. Well, we have to do it for a reason. I like to shop in peace. It's retail therapy. Give me a break. They're always trying to show you some junk that can't sell or something that's in style is not practical. Well, there is a fine way of doing it, Anthony. You don't have to be too overbearing. But for the ones who are up to no good, those are the people that you want them to know that you're watching them, and you want them to feel like you're being overbearing, right? And I get it, because I'm kind of like that too. I don't really typically need people, helping me as such. Although it depends on what I'm doing, because say, for example, last year I did a whole leather goods thing, right? Which, you know what? I keep forgetting that leather goods, handbags and stuff like that are duty free. So when I go and shop at like the Coach outlet store and whatever, and I come back, I'd be giving them my receipt. And then the other day something came up and I was like, wait a minute, I've been paying for this all this time and that's duty free? Darn, I shouldn't have been giving them the receipt for that, because that's duty free. I mean, I give them the receipt, but it's duty free. But anyway, let me just say this is, when I'm really crunched for time, like I walk into a store like that, I will say to one of the sales clerks, and their stores are very well organized. They tend to have stuff where they have to go in the back and get it for you. So they only have the display items out. The cheaper items, like the little wallets and stuff that are maybe, I don't know, $50, they might have some of those on the floor. But if you notice, when you go into higher end retailers, a lot of times they don't even have inventory really on the floor. They have display items, and then you say, okay, I want this and this color, this pattern, whatever. And they go in the back and they pull it for you. And they're also pulling it where it's still like in the plastic and everything. So in a store like that, I will literally walk in, and whoever greets me appropriately first, because some of them don't want to help you because they think you ain't got no money. Them people in the United States of America, child. They see you coming in, they're like, oh, African Americans, which we're not, we're Caribbean people, but whatever, they think we broke. And so the one who approaches me like, oh, can I help you? I said, you sure can. Come with me. I'm shopping for Christmas. I'll take this size, blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, all the rest of them like, oh my God, this girl's going to get a lot of commission. I say, that's why you must help people. That's why you must greet people and you must know your customer service. Because, yep, she's about to get some commission. Because I'm here for the day and I'm dropping some coins, making some purchases. And you see, they lost out on it because, they're trying to profile people. I got money to spend if I feel like spending it. Honey chill. So I understand you though, Anthony. I think it's a fine line. But he goes on to say that retail persons need to do a better job of profiling potential customers, like not to offer a 40-year-old man like me, raggy. What is, help me out here. What is raggy? I don't know what that means. Oh, is this your example? Jamaican style jeans and tied up shirts. Well, I hate to tell you, Anthony, but there's a lot of 40-year-olds probably looking a lot like you who's still trying to wear that stuff. That's why they're offering it to you. What are Jamaican style jeans though? I don't know. Jamaicans wear a particular style of jeans? Is those the ones like where they be falling off their behind? I hate to see men do that. Lord. It's like, so, and you know, the ones who do it the most are the skinny ones. They're like so skinny. And then they have it's like halfway down to their privates almost. And then they have the nerves to put on a belt to try and keep it there. I'm like, what is your fashion sense? Did you set your tap and go limit? I don't think so, Smooth Cruise, because I thought that it was actually the retailer who set that until recently. And then I think that apparently the consumers can set it as well. I don't know. I don't think it's set though, because here sometimes people ask me for it, but normally when I'm in the States and I'm making bigger purchases, I can tap it. It just depends on the retailer, I believe. But I don't mind. Listen, when they say don't tap it, put it in, I'm like, either way, I don't really care. It's not really that. It's like 2 seconds more, whatever, right? I'm not arguing with nobody over that. First Lady says, question, do you think I should show someone my ID after they have completed my transaction? Well, what a pint? What would be the point of that? The transaction's done. So that seems to me like that's a forgetful cashier who was supposed to ask you before putting through the transaction and they didn't. So that's kind of a little silly. Darren, good morning, says, I think every store should ask for ID and make you put in your PIN number if you're doing a card transaction. Like I said, it really is about ease for the consumer, moving things along quicker. And when you got a long line of people behind you, I can see why it's tempting to be like, lady, just tap your card and go. I'm trying to get to the next person. Retail is not an easy job. I can tell you, boy, you come across, Lord Jesus. You guys know I used to work in a Walmart. When I was in university, I had some of the most interesting jobs. Remember when they used to have the photography studios in Walmarts back in the day? Some of you might be too young to remember this, but others will remember. So I got hired. That was actually a third-party company that provided that service. So I got hired by that third-party company. And I used to work, doing the whole photography thing. I remember they actually sent us for like a 1.5 week long training in Orlando, how to operate the machine, how to upsell, because I was like, oh yes, your customer comes in, oh, I got this coupon for $9.99 and I only want to buy this photo. And then of course, part of your job was to upsell them. Well, have you thought about getting the family size? And I'm sure your mother, who lives in another state, would love to have a little package too of little Tommy and Jean. And, you learn the ropes, right? So I worked for them, did the training and worked for them as a student. And then Walmart saw how good I was. Child, when you be getting all the records with sales and whatever, they were paying attention. So they said to me, the manager of the store, was like, "Oh, miss, we watch you come in and you set up your studio and we like how you operate. Would you like to come and work for us?" And of course, that was like an upgrade. That was a promotion to work for Walmart, like the big Walmart. And I was like, "Oh my God, yes." I used to work at the Dale Mabry store that was on the other side of Dale Mabry. New Tampa didn't exist back then, right? So I said, yes, I would love to work for Walmart. So because I was already working on my degree, they're like, "Okay, you're smart. Da, 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 da." I didn't come in as just a regular cashier. I came in as a CSM, customer service manager, right? So of course, sometimes customer service managers have to work the register. So you got to know the register. So they train you in all the different elements, train you on the register. But really, I was responsible. Like, you'll hear them sometimes. The cashiers get stuck doing something. They pick up the phone. A CSM to register number 5. CSM to register number 5, please. Customer service manager, right? So you were the one who would come void a transaction. Like you had certain rights, you had the keys, whatever. But one of the areas that they had me working in was back in the layaway department. They don't do layaways anymore. But there was a day when they had a layaway. It was always in the back of the store. And they had the layaway department. And let me just say, like this time of year now with Christmas coming up, oh my God, it was crazy in the layaway department. People would come in. They know. Let me see. When did Walmart get do they still do I don't think I've ever seen layaways. So let me see when they did away with it. So they've replaced their traditional layaway plan with Affirm, which is a monthly payment service for qualifying customers that is used for online and in-store purchases. This alternative is available for purchases between 3 and 24 months. Okay. Has no service, no cancellation or late fees, which can previously survive labor. Oh. So Affirm is the way now that they do it, where you can do like installment payments. But back in the day, we had the traditional layaway, and I can't remember what periods of time they could do it, but oh my God, we would get some of the most ghetto-fied people because, they come in, they want that little car for the little toddler to drive around in. They can't afford it, so they put it on layaway. And they would try some of the most ridiculous things they could, coming in there claiming that they made payments when they didn't make payments. Like, ugh. So, but you got to keep your demeanor. You have to be professional and whatever. And so, I would always be in layaway. And I was like, "Miss, do you have your receipt demonstrating that payment was made?" "Well, I lost my receipt and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Please, ma'am, you don't have a receipt. We don't have it in our system. So our policy is that payment was never made. Now, unless you can prove otherwise." But they would try some low-key shady stuff. I experienced how low people can go when they try to deceive and steal. And it's crazy because even now, do you guys see these videos? And I mean, people are so stupid in this day and age because I'm like, if there's a time that you're going to get caught for dishonesty, let me assure you it is now. Security is everywhere. When I do self-checkout, I'm so paranoid with the self-checkout machines because I prefer to do self-checkout because I can do it quickly. But honey child, because you don't have a whole lot of space to work with, I have a system. Take it out, and I'm trying to organize my bags in a particular order. And I scan it, make sure I ain't got no handbag anywhere near that scanner, no nothing. Scan it. I'm like this, making sure the camera is catching me, and I drop it in the bag, one item at a time. I am very, very meticulous when I do self-checkout because you could accidentally forget to scan something, and next thing you know, you hauled off to Walmart jail. And there are people who, you've probably seen these videos of them, where they try to, what they do is they'll take man, scammers or something else. They'll take the barcode of a cheaper item. So you got to be watching them very, very closely. And they'll scan that for the more expensive piece and then drop the more expensive piece into the, so they're trying like basically a swap, like a label swap is how they used to do it back in the day. But now they no longer have to physically do a label swap. They just kind of low key, they'll do it like this, right? Okay. Say this is the barcode for the cheaper item. They'll take the expensive item, say it's this remote, right? And this is a barcode. And they'll like kind of put it like this to make it look like they're scanning the expensive item, but low key, they're scanning this cheap item here. Yeah. And that's how they do it. And so it's a whole thing. Like it's unbelievable the stuff that they be trying to get away with. And so you got to be on your P's and Q's. Wise is amazing. Love it. And you also have a card for Wise as well. Yeah, we just do the tap from the phone because it works with all the smartphones now. Plain and Straight says, just this week, I received a transaction notice of a strange $1 charge. Pay attention to those on my card. I use my bank portal to freeze my card and then Google the reference number and it's for Facebook. Oh, or Instagram, payment through Meta. I don't use that service, so I reported it to Visa. And by the time I got, let me see, by the time I got through to human being, the thieves had already tried to make 2 more charges. And it's those little charges, like $1, they're testing it to see if it's going to go through. So that's fantastic. Let me ask you a question, Plain and Straight. Who do you bank with that allowed you to freeze your own card? I don't think CNB has that feature yet, but I think that they should. This is now the next stage of consumer protection. CNB should allow consumers to be able to quickly, right from the app, be able to freeze your own card if something suspicious is going on. Because sometimes, again, because of the alert, you see it before CNB does. So just like when these people are trying to charge stuff, and they charged, it was a couple $1,000s, I think, by the time they were finished. Some UK men's store. I'm like, please. But by the time I notified CNB, like I had to call CNB. And I have said this before, and this is a fair criticism of CNB. As much as I love them, I have noticed that they are overwhelmed since they have moved the card security back to Cayman. And I get it. They're like, oh, we want Caymanians to have those jobs, blah, blah, blah. I'm all about it. Fine, whatever, except you're not as quick on the draw as the people in Trinidad. It could be the middle of the night when that was outsourced to Trinidad. Let me tell you something. They're emailing me. Did you make this transaction? And they're going to put a freeze on it until they hear from me. And then I'm like, nope, that wasn't me. Or yes, that was me. Anthony says Kmart was really popular in the late 80s and 90s on Dale Mabry right next to the stadium. I was never much of a Kmart person, but yeah, then Walmart kind of took over from them, I think. Lavana, good morning, says, I know what you mean, but I've walked out of stores in the States for the salespersons follow me around, like literally so bad that I can't turn around without touching her. That was ridiculous too. That was ridiculously too close. And when I need help, I'll let you know. I'm no damn thief, but yes, I understand that they have to do it. Yeah, it's again, there is a degree of profiling. And, of course, we know we get profiled for all the wrong reasons, just because of the color of our skin and how we look. It's unfortunate, but the other Black people out there who are thieves making it bad for us, but we're not the only thieves. You guys have to see the ones who are like social media influencers doing all this makeup. They be going in these stores, Target, stealing makeup and all kind of stuff. I'm like, you're supposed to be flexing on social media and you got time to be stealing? Oh yeah, they're all about, there was one the other day I was watching. She was trying to steal from a high-end store in Tampa, funny enough. And she found somebody's card, same thing. The woman dropped her card, I think in the parking lot or something. And she started to go on a whole shopping spree. Then the best part is she had her sugar daddy boyfriend with her. And at first he started to try and flex his muscles like, oh, she doesn't have to steal because I can buy her that Louis Vuitton handbag. And the officer was like, sir, did you buy her this handbag? Not a question of if you could. Did you buy it? Because low key, poor him, he should have been paying his rent with the thousands of dollars, but he's out here with this girl being used by her to get a handbag. Why is it that when you guys be getting yourself a sugar daddy, that instead of you using them to pay off a mortgage, something sensible, you guys use them for stupidity, like, oh, I need a handbag. I need an LV handbag or a Coach handbag. I'm just like, listen, if I'm gonna get a sugar daddy, you better come balling with some real money because we got mortgages that need to be paid. I'm just saying. I don't. You ain't gotta buy me no handbag, honey, boo boo. We gonna pay off some real bills. So CIBC, they allow you to freeze your card. Well, look at that. I need to talk to them. I think that's a fantastic feature. Wow. Well. Hold on, honey chill. This is a bit of good news. CNB, please and thank you. Okay. I'm messaging them right now. I'm like, please and thank you. We need that feature. Appreciate it. Oh, yes. I love that. You should be able to, she should be able to freeze your card to CIBC. Wow. I'm surprised at that because that is like a nice high-tech feature capability. Traditionally in banking in Cayman, CNB and Butterfield have always led. They've been in the forefront. They're investing in the technology and that sort of thing. Way behind is Scotia and FCIB, but it really sounds like Japanese. Yeah, it really sounds like FCIB at least is stepping it up. Oh, and somebody else says Scotia allows you to freeze your own card and set daily spend limits from within the app. Oh, I think that's amazing. That is really good because what CNB did is like when you get a card or you set up an account, it's at that time. Oh, I'm on CNB because they need to step it up now because I don't see that anywhere in my app. But yes, they let you set it like at the time of like opening the account. And I guess you can always email and adjust it. But I would love to be able to do that myself. Lavana says they mistake me for being Spanish so much in the States. You do have that look, honey child. But isn't your mommy from Honduras? Well, you got Spanish on both sides, don't you? Or is it just your dad that has the Honduras connection? I've had people getting upset with me when I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, they do that all the time, Shell. And even if I understand what they're doing, sometimes I will not engage. I'm like, habla English, por favor. But speaking of that, Miami, in certain areas of Miami, forget about it. Let me tell you. I actually, it wasn't that far from the airport, but one day I stopped somewhere because I was trying to get a SIM card or something. And I saw this, maybe it was T-Mobile or whatever. So I was like, oh, let me just pull off here. It wasn't my usual, because normally I go like Doral area. I don't like, what's the other side of Miami? Not Kendall. What's the other side? Back in the day, the Caymanians used to love that area of Miami. What area is that called again? Is it Kendall? Not out by US 1, but the other it's a little bit ghetto-fied if you ask me. But that area, there's Dadeland, Westland. Is it Kendall? No, what's that area of Miami called? Help me out here, somebody. But anyway, I don't really, but Hialeah. 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 Y'all loved Hialeah back in the day. Woo, honey child. Damn. When I first moved back to Cayman and I used to go to Miami, oh my God, you guys were so into Hialeah. My mailbox, for context, used to be all the way out by Aventura. And I'm like, Hialeah. When I first saw Hialeah, I was like, ew, this is where Caymanians be talking about. They going to the mall and going shopping. No wonder y'all was getting robbed. Like, phew, no, sir. Boy, it was a thing. See, all y'all know Hialeah. Y'all were into it. So I don't think this area was considered Hialeah, but it's close to the airport. I pulled off and there was a plaza there. And so the store with the SIM card was closed. I was trying to figure out, are they out for lunch? When did they get back? And I went to a little restaurant. Nobody there spoke English. None of the customers, nobody that worked there. And as soon as I wouldn't respond to them in English, they refused to help me. Like, it's one of the rudest customer service experiences I've ever had. Like, they literally just walked away from me. Once they saw that I was not speaking to them in Spanish, I wasn't even going to try. They just walked away. And I was like, excuse me, hello? They wouldn't even come back to me. I'm like, what the hell? That's Miami for you, child. That is little Havana. As a matter of fact, you get better treatment in Havana because at least they're trying to get your tourist dollars. So they're going to work with you. And if you got broken Spanglish, they're going to be like, okay, tú hablas español. You say, un poquito solamente. And then they'll be like, okay, they're going to try and help you. In Miami, certain areas of Miami, oh, hell no. They will walk away. Literally, the woman turned her back at me, walked away. And I was like, hello? Excuse me? What the? I was like, really? Rude to the max. I'm like, how you know I'm not trying to buy a sandwich? They did not care. Some of the rudest people. Good morning, Sandy. Why is it on the computer your camera is so small? On the computer. What camera? Where? Why is it? John Smith. Okay. Now, John, you're actually watching the horror. Okay. Let me break it down for you. Give me a second here. You probably haven't been on in a minute. So now the morning show has something that they call Mars. Mars stands for some some long thing. But basically what it means is you, the viewers, I don't necessarily see it, but you, the viewers, now see or now have the option to view the show in either horizontal or vertical mode. Okay. And it seems to me, because I actually see the little thing next to your name, that you are actually watching it in vertical mode. So the way that YouTube works in particular, the Instagrammers is a little bit different, but let me show you a little screenshot here. So you see, this is how it shows up. It actually will show you two different feeds for the exact same show. One is the regular horizontal mode and the other one is the vertical mode. So the vertical mode is designed for people on a phone, on a mobile device, who want to watch it in vertical mode, and you have a choice. But the weird thing is, apparently, John, YouTube splits it into two different feeds. So you just need to go and actually find the one that is the regular horizontal feed if that's what you want. So hopefully that explains it. Because yes, it does look a little bit different for you guys. Like what you're viewing and what I see are actually two different things. So if you don't want that one, then you simply swap it to the other feed. But it literally shows up as two feeds on within YouTube apparently, which is kind of weird, and you see, I know that you're viewing in horizontal because next to your name, where I see the comment, let me show you what I'm able to see. You see that little like vertical thing right next to the time? That means that you're watching it in vertical mode. Whereas, say, for example, Mellow Fellow, let me show you now with Mellow Fellow, that person is watching the horizontal one because I don't see this vertical thing next to their name. So just go back to the stream and find the other one is all you have to do. See? See Mellow Fellow watching it on YouTube, but no little vertical thing next to that name. So there you go. All right. Lots of improvements in the system on the back end, which sometimes impacts what you guys are seeing. All right. The Butterfield card alert app allows you to freeze any of the cards you add to the app. So Butterfield has a separate app for card alerts, separate from like their online banking stuff. I'm just trying to understand this. So, when I go to CNB and say, make some improvements, I know what else is out there. So that's interesting. And then within that, you can control your cards. That makes sense. I can understand that. Lavana said, nope, my mom is from the BRAC. My grandfather was from Cuba, and everyone thinks that she's from Honduras too. She kind of has that look though. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you find some kind of Honduras connection, but Caymanians are all kind of mixed up, honey chill. That's what makes us beautiful. Good morning, Shannon. It says, and then when you tell them in Miami and you tell them you don't speak Spanish, then they're rude to you. They'll just ignore you. The flea market, says Jerry, was a must for most Caymanians. When I first moved back to the States, I had to get move back from the States. I had to get used to being a Caymanian because I was away for all of those formative years. Pretty much I grew up in the States, so there's a lot of things I didn't get. And of course, I had to learn my chops of shopping, not as an American anymore, but as a resident in the States, because I was never an American, to be clear, but as a Caymanian. And so, yes, people would always tell me, girl, you got to go to the flea market. And I'm like, really? And I made a few trips to the flea market, and I was like, no, I didn't go to the flea market when I lived in the States, much less. I'm like, this is not the thing for me. I can't do the whole flea market vibe. Like it's too much. It's just too much. I'm like, no, So Doral became a thing in the late 90s. You see, that's when I moved back. So I'm very familiar with Aventura area. My girlfriend used to live in Aventura. So a lot of times when she was there for university doing her master's, even after I'd moved back, I'd go stay with her. And then that was like, because the good thing about the US is once you're in a particular area and that area is developed, everything you need is within a 5-mile radius pretty much, right? So that's what I love about Doral. Like I go to Doral, I got my Walmart right there on 113th Terrace. Sam's Club is right next door. 15 minutes up the road, and I know the route to get without taking the interstate. I have Costco. And then right next to Costco, that's where Mall of America used to be. And then they stripped it apart. Now it's renamed something else. So I got Marshalls, everything right there. And then that's part of Flagler. So I can go to the other Marshalls. I can check another Walmart. All my food places are there. So I got my Outback Steakhouse. I got Chick-fil-A. I've got, oh my God, somebody keeps telling me I need to go and check out Red Lobster's new seafood broil. That's on my checklist. So everything is pretty much like more or less right there. Occasionally you got to drive. Like sometimes I go to, what's the downtown bougie place that y'all be like to go? This is where, what's his name? Oh Lord. What's the guy's name that has the other little show? Mario likes that area because people go there who think that they have money. What's it called again? It's like the mall, the shopping center is kind of like split. It's almost like an outdoor mall in a way, but then it's like split and there's a Brickell. There you go. I'm the worst with, as you guys can say, I don't know if this is menopausal brain or what, but I'm the worst with remembering names. Yes, the whole Brickell area. Caymanians, some of y'all low-key love to go there just to walk around. You can't afford nothing because those stores are so overpriced. It's ridiculous. But sometimes I go there just to see something different. Plus, they have an Apple store. So I think that Apple store and then the one down by Kendall is the two closest Apple stores because there's like no Apple store in Doral. So you either have to go Aventura, Brickell, or Kendall for like the Apple store, right? So depending on how I'm feeling, because Brickell is always can't find parking, that's always a big mess. But then the other store is normally not too bad, the Kendall store. So you can go there. Aventura, I haven't gone. Aventura is too much for me. That's like 45 minutes. I'm feeling like I'm going to Fort Lauderdale, right? But yeah, y'all love to go to Brickell and walk around with one little bag, pretend like you bought something. Doral only, yes, thank you so much. But I like Doral because Doral for me, everything is there. I got my little waxing people up the street. Like I kind of get my bearings very, very quickly. Dolphin Mall is there. That mall is so super big. You know where I've not been in a really, really long time? I have not been to Fort Lauderdale to go to Sawgrass because it is, I don't mind Sawgrass, but then it's so massive that you got to make it like a whole weekend. You might as well just stay in Fort Lauderdale. It is so big. And I find that Dolphin Mall has a lot of the same stores as Sawgrass, and it's not as big, so it's not as overwhelming. So I'm okay with Dolphin. You know what I mean? Miss Sue says, loved it in the 90s, got some great deals back then till a family member got all her Christmas shopping robbed from her rent-a-car. Never went back there again. This was Hialeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, quite a few Caymanians were victims of robberies. In fact, I'm not going to call any names because these people are related, but there was an incident where some family members got robbed at the hotel in Hialeah. And so the robbers came knocking at the door and they stole their passports. They stole everything that they had. And here's the best and worst part at the same time. It was, I think, 2 or 3 women and 1 guy. So the one guy was the husband of one of the women, right? Now, there's certain signs that you need to divorce somebody. This was the sign for this woman. The robbers are there, gunpoint. You can imagine how traumatic this must be. Robbing people, robbing Caymanians. And then the husband was in the bathroom or something, so they didn't know that he was there. Here he comes. Oh, you forgot me. Don't forget him. I was like, say what? So then they robbed whatever they could get from him too. I'm like, dude, they're at gunpoint, so I'm not expecting you to be a hero, okay? But what you don't do is come out like, oh my God, don't forget me. What an idiot. Anyway, she eventually did divorce him. And for me, that would have been the ink on divorce papers right then and there. I would have been like, I married somebody this stupid. We're being robbed at gunpoint. You're not even in the robbery. And here you come talking about, don't forget me. Lord Jesus, we would have come straight back to Cayman, signed these papers on the dotted line. I don't need a husband this stupid. Anyway, when they were telling me the story, I was sitting there going, my eyes were opening up like, oh my God, what the hell? But there you have it. Jasara says, Sawgrass is my favorite mall. I find it to be more cleaner than Dolphin. Maybe. I mean, like I said, I haven't been in years now, actually. But I think they do have some stores for sure, because they are a bigger mall that Dolphin doesn't have. So there's a shoe store there. Naturalizer. I don't think Dolphin has a Naturalizer store. And I love Naturalizer shoes. Like, they're good quality. They're comfortable. So, yeah. Risa says, I haven't been to the flea market in over 20 years, but I don't think the flea market exists anymore, right? I think there is one somewhere, but like the big flea market, they did away with it and put up something else. So I think there's cycles in retail. And there was a time when I guess flea markets were a thing. And I think that the end of the flea market era has really been upon us, just like even malls, like, the massive mega malls, they're kind of a lot of times dying out. Like, there's not that many of them anymore. So in the Doral area, you actually have 2 malls. You have the Dolphin Mall, and then you have the other one called, what's that other mall called? It's literally like 5 minutes from Dolphin. International Mall, I think. but it's hanging on by a thread. Like, it's not a very active mall. It still has a couple anchor stores. Like, they have, I think they still have a Sears or JC Penney's, one of the two of them. But even those anchor stores, JC Penney's is all but gone. Sears is all but gone. And you know, the funny thing is, I actually don't mind JC Penney's and Sears for, like, you know, if you're looking for like work clothes and stuff, you can go in there and get really decent work clothes and an okay price. But all of the other stores now, like the Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, they have killed out a lot of those retail stores because you can get the same brand stuff for a fraction of the price. Too much airline traffic and noise in Doral, says Anthony. Oh my God, because it is right next to the airport. Every minute of the day, you see and it's so fascinating to watch because I think, Anthony, most people ignore what's happening. But one time we went, I think it was last Christmas when we did our family trip. And Gianna is fascinated by certain things. You know, kids go through these cycles. And so this particular trip, she was really into counting as many planes as she could for the weekend. And every time we were on the road, we're like, oh, look, there's the plane light and there's another one right behind it. And there's one over there. Like, we counted. But, you know, Miami International Airport is one of the busiest airports in the world, right? You do know this. And so literally thousands of flights, I think, per day, at least good hundreds for sure, but I think it's in the thousands per day, go in and out of Miami International Airport. It's like legit crazy. And so the flight pattern is like right over that Walmart, right over the Sam's Club. So yeah, we see them all the time. But can you imagine in all the years, now remember I came back in 1996, September of 1996, I moved back. And in all the years that I've been going to Miami and I look up in the sky, I see American, I have only ever once, and that was recent, saw Cayman Airways. I'm like, what are the chances that I don't see a Cayman Airways flight? Once I saw that tail. I was like, oh my God, it's Cayman Airways. Let's wave at the plane. Yeah, just timing. Just have never looked up at the time that Cayman Airways was flying over. Keith says, do not let them know that you're from the Cayman Islands. That is true. That is true. But sometimes the cashiers be like, oh, where are you from? They don't normally ask me because I don't have a strong accent that places me anywhere. But the only time they ask me is when they be trying to push their cards on me. And I said, no, I don't live in the US. So, and then they say, oh, where are you from? And I say, oh, the Cayman Islands. And a lot of them still don't know where the Cayman Islands is. They're like, who, where, what? By the way, big shout out to Cayman Airways. Their 40th anniversary for the station in Tampa is coming up in like a week, in the middle of the month. So I want to be there for that. I remember, talk about memories. I do remember when that opened. I was just a little girl. But the fact that we could fly direct from Tampa to Cayman was such a big deal. Oh my gosh. And of course, the thing I remember the most is that before Cayman Airways came to Tampa, nobody in Tampa really knew anything about the Cayman Islands. In fact, when I was at one of my retail jobs in the mall at a store called Units, they sold women's clothing. I remember the manager of that store when she said, oh, where are you from? And I said, the Cayman Islands. She's like, oh, I know the Cayman Islands. And I was so shocked. I was like, you do? Because her dad had a private plane. Low key, I was wondering what they were bringing in, but she claims that they used to fly from Tampa and come to Cayman to vacation, like from when she was a kid. And this is back in the day when a lot of people in Tampa didn't really know Cayman. So I thought, either they had some other reason, y'all know what I'm talking about, drug running, where they were coming to Cayman, or quite ironically enough, somehow they found this little hole in the wall dive spot, and they were like coming when very few people knew about it. So Cayman Airways has done an amazing job of promoting not just their own route, like Take Cayman Airways, but just promoting the country. Because as soon as they opened up that route in Tampa, and then they started doing commercials on the local TV, and they had this song, Those Who Know Us Love Us. Do you guys even remember that song? Somebody needs to dig that one out of the archives. It was kind of a song that got in your head. And it was like, those who know us love us, or those who fly us love us, something. And so then after that, anytime like, kids my age or whatever would say, where are you from? And I'd say, oh, I'm from the Cayman Islands. They would start singing that little jingle that was part of the commercial. And they were like, oh, I've heard of the Cayman Islands, the Cayman Airways, those who fly us love it. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. Roar says the swap shop is still around, but very, very run down now. Morning, Dusty Rain. International Mall is safe and also very big. It's 5 minutes from Dolphin Mall. Like, it's literally in the same neighborhood. It is right there. And you guys know I love my mango stand. So they have a very convenient mango stand. But yeah, you've got to be careful. And folks, I know a lot of you will be shopping for the holidays. Yay, we got our duty allowance. Remember that announcement was made? So exciting. We got a little extra duty allowance. A lot of you will be traveling. Please be careful when you travel. Because back in the day, Miami was very, very dangerous because they could tell the plates of the, they've since done away with that. That's why they did it, because they were robbing tourists, targeting tourists. Remember, there were some German tourists that lost their lives. The Caymanians had trunks full of stuff stolen. And they literally would follow you from the airport and they would watch you. So be careful. I'm not a person who does car rentals at the airport or anything like that. I actually have someone pick me up. We go to the car rental place and we sort it out, but be aware, be cognizant of your surroundings, right? Don't go shop. And that's the other reason why I am very careful with selecting my hotel. I like it to be in proximity to, where I'm at and where I do my shopping, so I can run back to the hotel, drop stuff off, and then go back to the mall. So please, I'm just begging you guys to be extremely careful during the holiday season if you are traveling overseas, because some people, again, Cayman scammers are one thing, but in the US, the scammers can obviously be very, very dangerous. And the last couple of years, I do keep a mailbox in Miami. So that's why you see when you hear me ordering my stuff off of Amazon, most of the time I'm just sending it straight to my mailbox. And then I go there and I put everything together, I pack it and whatever. And what I've been doing lately, which I don't know why I didn't think about this years ago, is once I pack my stuff, I don't take it with me. Before I was like loading up the car and then going back to the hotel and dropping it off in my poor back. And now I'm like, no, I pack everything up and say, okay, I'm done. I'm just here to pack that stuff. I keep one little bag in case I go to the mall or whatever. And then I have my mailbox people, they zip tie everything, put my ID on it, and they deliver it to the car rental place and they securely store it for me. And so then I don't have to worry about it until I'm heading to the airport. And the car rental people then will pack up my stuff in the car and take me to the airport one time. And that way I'm not like, dragging these bags and they're not in the trunk because, again, people wait until you put everything in your trunk so they can all steal it from you. Yeah, Gabby, I was asking about the flea markets as well. So someone just said the swap, they call them swap shops now. And apparently they are still around, but kind of run down. Broward is similar to Doral, everything in proximity. Most areas in the States, I find they cluster things. Even when you go to Sawgrass, like there's the Sam's Club is right there, almost across from the mall. And, so they do cluster building as they build out a city where the shops are in a particular area, residential stuff, schools, And I don't mind Broward. Sometimes I'll venture out a little bit into Broward, or even if I'm going to Fort Lauderdale, I'll go to Broward Mall and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, the last time I was at Broward Mall, I ran into people who recognized me. And I was like, really? A Jamaican lady and her mom, she lived in Cayman, and she was like, we listen to your show all the time. She's like, oh my God, Miss Sandy. And I'm just like, okay, I'm not in Miami, so how do these people know me? She's like, yeah, but we listen to the show. So crazy. And Lavana says, and stop packing your bags in the parking lot. Another setup. These people know it's so easy to spot a traveler. Like you go in the mall and you buy your suitcase and then they're like, okay, we know this person gonna be dropping a couple $1,000. And Yeah. All of a sudden they're like, go load up that car so we can pop that trunk and our Christmas shopping is done. So yeah, just be careful. We never want anything to happen to you, especially when you're traveling. All right. Oh my God. Am I on the court list today? Hold on. Oh, not me, somebody else. Oh, is this one of the guys? He's on the mention list. This is one of the thieves from this weekend. Oh, he's with Chief Magistrate Hernandez. Oh, that'll only be a mention today. Ooh, we have a name though. Let me go look at his picture. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, very unusual name too. What's the last name? McDonald. Okay. Hold on. So what I have to do now, because y'all be thinking y'all be smart, trying to get away and hide from Auntie, is when I know you have something coming up, the second I hear it, is I got to be grabbing your photos real quick because y'all be trying to hide and scrub the internet. Oh, he does not have. We have one mutual friend. He doesn't really have anything in his social media. Okay. All right. Try and find a good picture of him. Okay, let me just send this to Renee to keep an eye on this case. Just checking, did you look into the gambling ring as it's still going on? Oh, I reported it. So I yes, there's certain things that are matter for the police, and I'm no police. I ain't going out there with no guns drawn trying to arrest anybody. This person says remove our car to different locations if we're not near our hotel. That's probably not a bad idea. Yeah, you have to kind of break it up, like be smart. Or what you do is you get one of the little trolleys, the little trolleys in the store. When you're finished your shopping, you get in the cart and you go. Don't go put it in the thing and then, so yes. Somebody says back in the day, Sedoni and I, that's Noel, we would go to Miami just to get the food at Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster's biscuits. Also to see the latest movie, to try out the latest cars, and 411 for porn videos. What is 411 for porn videos? I don't know what that is. You called 411? You want something on 411? What is 411? I don't know what that means. You gotta enlighten me. But they said 411 for porn videos. Did you go watch porn video? I don't understand what that means. Even to that, people don't have to do anymore. I was trying to call you to give you a joke, but the number isn't going through. Oh, that's strange. Try again, because somebody just called me. I bank with both CNB and CIBC and swap them out with CIBC for our primary banking. CIBC really has some great security features. They don't call like CNB, but you can control your card better with CIBC, and you can even activate and change your PIN from the app. Oh, wow. All of that? Now, y'all done know I am sending this to my bank manager right now at CNB. Girl, I need to know where these features at. You know what is so funny is the other day I went to an event. This was the event with Arch Automotive with their new car, and all the banks was there. 411 is the street. So there's a street place where you used to go watch porn videos. Lord Jesus. What a mess. So Yes, I went to this event and all the major banks were there, and every single one of them, Sandy's, you need to come bank with us. Diversify your banking. Boy, they were working hard. They're like, come sit down. We'll give you a loan for a car. You trying to buy a car? And I was like, child, when I'm in the market for a car, which I will be next year for replacement, for Miss Stacy, I will not be taking out a loan. If I can help it, I will be paying cash, which means that I'm going to have a good 6 to 8 months to start saving my coins. That's how you do it. You start putting your money together. And yeah. Oh, Lord, who is this woman? 82-year-old female charged with murder after fatally shooting her boyfriend. Aw, poor thing. 441, not 411. Oh, hello, honey chill. Good morning. Uh-huh. Oh, did you want other people to hear this call? Because I answered it. Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me call you back because I wasn't sure. let me call you right back. Yeah. Okay. All right, hon. Yeah, I wasn't sure on that one, so I answered it. Hold on. Let me get the WhatsApp going. So I did answer it privately, but when they started telling me something about these banks, I was like, oh, I think they want you guys to know this. So hold on, honey chill. We'll get the call on so that everyone can hear it. Hold on one second. There we go. Now everybody can hear you.
I'm good. So I just wanted to say that the Butterfield app is absolutely amazing for their card security.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was only just telling you when you used your card, but when I went in to collect my new cards, I said to them, oh, American Express has this great app that you can freeze your card if you felt that it's been compromised. Butterfield actually has that on their app.
Wow.
She showed me, it wasn't intuitive because it says card on or card off. I understood that when I was using it, that was alerts were on or off, but no. If you turn it off, that means that you can freeze your Butterfield card until you can get it sorted out or whatever.
So let me just clarify something though. The card app is separate from your regular online banking?
Yes, it's a card app that actually will, when you, as soon as you swipe it, and I swear that when I go to swipe, and it's for debit card or credit card, you can add all of your Butterfield cards on the one app. And if you when I go to use it, it comes through on my phone before it's approved at the vendor. So it's a really cool app. You should look for it. It's for their card alerts, but within the card alert, you can turn your card on or off, and that's actually to turn it off for using it. It's basically freezing it. So some really good security features.
No, that's fantastic. And I'm surprised that CNB doesn't have it because, like I said, traditionally them and Butterfield have kind of been neck and neck with the technology. So I will be reaching out to CNB today to ask some questions because I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Because I don't know for sure if they have an app. I haven't seen one. But yeah, the Butterfield app is great now, and especially after I saw that you can actually freeze your card right on the app. So if you feel your card's been compromised, turn it off, then sort it out. And if it hasn't been compromised, you turn it right back on. It just saves you from having to call the bank. You know, my card was compromised a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
And I had to call them. And of course, they issued me my new cards. And it wasn't until then that the bank actually told me that you can freeze your card yourself until you get it sorted out.
Wow. Okay. So, well, thanks so much for letting us know. That's very good. Absolutely. I love it.
Bye-bye
thank
now.
you. So yeah, these are consumer things. This is good to know. Vanessa says Proven Bank also has that option. So, I mean, listen, banks, you guys are all part of the banking association. So you should be sharing this type of knowledge with each other and putting it in place. I know obviously they're in competition with each other at the same time, but I'm really surprised that CNB doesn't have this. So I will be making some inquiries today because I think they need to get it done. Yeah. Oh yes, Gabby says apparently Spirit Airlines will be having flights to Fort Lauderdale starting today, 3 times a week. Well, you know, I can't in good conscience support other airlines because we have a national airline and they're still very, very generous with their bag allowance. with their weight allowance, and their fees are still the cheapest in the industry. So although Spirit claims that they're a budget airline, they still will charge you more for your bags, and you're not getting as much weight. Listen, 5 pounds is 5 pounds, honey chill. And if you're in first class, you get even more. So all I'm saying is I'm sticking with my little Cayman Airways. Mhm. All right, Davian, can you, Crystal says, say, Sandy, are you going to talk about Davian's situation you posted? I actually talked about it on yesterday's show, believe it or not, before we posted the article. What I can tell you is that this young man, despite the fact that he came to Cayman, has had such amazing opportunities, married some Caymanian that I understand is, he's basically marriage of convenience. He's using her. He continues to mess his life up. And it's such an unfortunate situation because he's probably a bright young man, but he's using it for all of the wrong reasons. He's going to end up in jail. I'm telling you right now. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I just wanted to rebut that last caller talking about Butterfield. I must be the saltiest person on earth because I can never get through anything with Butterfield. That card app is foolishness. I tried adding my debit card and it didn't recognize my debit card. And I called their tech team and, oh, well, I don't know. I don't this, I don't that. They called this next department, who called that next department, who called that next department. Then I got kicked out of the app, and then I tried to log back in with my username and my password, and then couldn't get in. I called Butterfield. Again, same story. They called this department, called that department, called the next department. Can't get through nowhere. So I'm like, you know what? I stick in with CIBC. Their app is excellent. But what I would like to know, when are they going to implement Apple Pay? I just want to walk around with my phone. I don't want to walk around with my wallet.
Yeah. Well,
you can look into.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you, one thing for sure that I know is that WiseApp pretty much mimics Apple Pay, but it would be nice to be able to, I guess, do it, direct from Apple. But yeah.
What is the app called?
It's called Wise, WISE. Check it out. It's actually really good. It's great, especially when you travel.
Oh, okay. I'll check that out. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yes. That's interesting. You see, that's why, y'all can try to pull me to other banks, but I know the customer service that I get and it's good. So I'm not moving anywhere else. Because y'all not gonna want to answer your phone. Hey, Jim, where are you? Are you still away? Jim says American Airlines charges $200 for your third bag. I was shocked. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. And changing my flight schedule was an additional $300. Wow. Yeah. But are you back now? That's why I'm sticking with Cayman Airways. Crystal says the sad part is his younger brother also stole from a store you posted up. That took place at Cayman Bay. The reason I'm hearing it seems like the family is always doing some scammer stuff. It's unfortunate, Crystal. And, I'm going to be honest with you. That was posted a couple years ago. I'll tell you what. I do believe that it is your responsibility as parents to teach your children not to want stuff that they cannot afford, right? They can want it, but if you can't afford it, don't steal from people, don't scam from people. And this guy, Davian, is low-key horrible when it comes to this sort of stuff. He's trying to live this lifestyle that he cannot afford. Yeah? The saddest thing, he was at FedEx, went to school, got him his little piece of paper in accounting, got a decent job at, what's the name of the place there? SEMA. Really decent job at SEMA. And what does he do? Well, he decides to go and starts hoodwinking SEMA, not SEMA, but hoodwinking people. He was doing it from before. Here he is. But he continues. Dude, he is borrowing all $24,000, $25,000 from people and then can't pay it back, spends the money, I guess, looking this sharp, trying to look good. Oh my God, it is a disgrace. And I cannot help but think that somewhere along the line, poor parenting contributed to this. You know, when you have a mother who is herself living this lifestyle and not teaching you that, no, you've got to live within your means. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Everybody wants to look sharp, but you don't do it at the expense of other people. And that is the thing with this guy. He is living far beyond his means. He's got some business called One Stop Car Shop or some foolishness. And, you know, he is doing the most with that. It's horrible. The dude just is, and the reason why he's going to end up in jail is because when he owes people money, he will actually falsify documents about doing transfers for them, about paying stuff in court. I mean, the guy is just a fraudster, and he is going to go to jail. So whatever fool Caymanian married him, know that you will soon be single while this man is up in jail. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he got terminated from his good job at SEMA, which, like I said, they didn't do their background checks because when he got that job, he's already featured in CMR back in 2023 for scamming people. And he's always got some lie, some story about, oh, the bank is holding up my money, this and that. Oh my God, he is a pathological liar. And so the day that we had to report that he is in jail, I can tell you that that's not going to be a surprise to me. The dude has some serious, serious problems. And can make up stories about, oh, my cash is on hold. The bank manager say to me just now, she will look into it. She saw several transactions come to my personal account. Hear how he can lie. Spelling, he obviously didn't pass spelling. I guess that's why he accounts. Well, this is one of the many lies that he has told people over the years. Let me show you this one. I mean, he's really, really got a problem. I'm telling you, if this guy was in Jamaica, somebody would have dealt with him a long time ago. He wouldn't be doing this in Jamaica. But they come to Cayman, the country of milk and honey, and get such amazing opportunities, and then they still take advantage of it. So the bank manager, he says, several transactions come to my personal account will look like business. So due diligence, he can't spell to save his life. He's got transaction misspelled, due diligence mixed. Oh my God. I expressed the urgency of the matter. She said, because of my monthly projection, that's the reason the cash is on hold. Dude can lie. He lies more than a rug. Oh yeah, he is a con artiste. Take a good look at him, folks. If he comes to you to borrow money, unless you never want to get your money back, I tell you, do not give this guy one red cent. And then they also claim that they're in the promotion business. So they're another one that always be trying to do promotions. I think they go under the name Reynolds Promotions or Reynolds Entertainment or some foolishness. And they're always doing stuff with that one. That was the other woman with the Cayman Fiesta. But listen, don't do it. Don't loan this man no money. Because then you'll end up calling me and I'm going to be like, we tried to warn you. Oh my God. What a heat. Pay attention, folks. I'm trying to help y'all. I hope they lock him up. Enough is enough. Well, I believe I've seen his name on the court list, him and his mother. So I think it's going to be sooner rather than later, to be honest. It's coming. And so, of course, what he did yesterday, he thinks he's so smart. He went and blocked his social media profile once he realized that we were onto him. Honey child, we already had your pictures. You can block it all you want. You'll be fine. And remember, you can't block it from your friends. And so most of you people have lots of friends in common with me. And so when you do that, that's no harm to me because I can still get to you. Not for nothing, but I still see you. It's unfortunate. Had a good job at SEMA. He done gone get fired because it's his con artist ways. Let me do a big birthday shout out, and then we're going to talk about government ministers and personal relationships because I do want to address this. Can we do a big shout out to the beautiful Mary Stewart for her birthday today? Did I send this to Ali to do a birthday thing for me? Oh, I'm going to put up her birthday greeting. Oh gosh, Mary and I go so far back. I can't even begin to tell you. She's 60 today? No, she's not. Oh my God. She looks so good. She's one of those people that I swear does not age. And she don't be using no filters. I know. I see her in person. I can't believe she's 60. Oh my God, she is so pretty. That my good friend. We go back. Oh, is it over 30 years or almost 30 years? I can't even remember. But give Mary some love and a big birthday shout out to her today. She has been there with me and seen it all. She knows the journey. One of the few that really knows the journey. Pre-CMR days. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? Beautiful and does not look 60 at all. I still can't believe it. Oh my gosh. I know she's a little bit older than me, and I guess I'm getting up there too, honey child, but doesn't she look amazing? Look at her, so pretty. Aw. Good morning, caller. How you doing?
Morning, Sandra. How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right. You know something wrong with my phone, but I tried calling you on the line on the regular phone line. I've been having to get through. Anyway, so I'll figure it out from my side. Maybe, yeah, I had to put data on the other morning.
Oh.
Maybe they didn't.
I got message flow too, because maybe it's my phone again.
I don't know.
Okay.
Listen, the question I had to ask you this morning is this. This young man that you're discussing,
yes,
well, we say has a very long and sordid history of Ray, listening to this one, financial miscreantism.
Say that one again. That's a big word.
Financial miscreantism.
Financial what? Mystery?
Miscreantism.
Oh, miscreantism. Lord God.
Miscreant.
Miscreantism. Miscreantism. And that's a real word, ma'am. Jonathan?
Miscreantism is a real word. I know miscreantism, maybe that's made up the ism part.
The ism part.
Listen,
all right.
Yeah. My question to you is this, and for the relevant authorities and powers that be. What time is this? All right, I'll keep it down. You still got 2 minutes left. Who in what realm of cognitive sanity could this young man have been given a job with the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority? Can somebody please explain this to me?
All right. Technically, it's 9:29. The show has ended on Bobo. So go ahead. Say what you really want to say, because this is really next level.
I'm gonna keep.
How? I know. I understand the question. How did he get a job with SEMA to begin with when he was already scamming people from then?
I mean, it's a what WITAF thing. I mean, what lack of due diligence? What lack of concern? I mean, it don't make a lick of sense, Sandra. Who is it that gave this man a job at Cayman Islands Monetary Authority? I
have no clue. When I heard he was working there, I was like, are you sure this is the same guy? And the person's like, yeah, he doesn't work FedEx anymore. He works at SEMA. And I'm like, damn.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I mean, it don't make a lick of sense, man. And if this is the type of person that can be given gainful employment at our monetary authority, there's a big problem. There's a huge problem. And it's not him. It's the people who are going to be giving people of this quality of character and all the lack thereof.
Yep.
such a position, and it's a widespread issue.
He lasted for like a couple years at SEMA. That's also the shocker, because throughout this time, there have been so many complaints about him scamming people and taking money. See, new me says, I knew that he was a con artist. Thank God I never lent him any money. He's always trying to borrow money, claiming he needs investors for his companies and promotions, whatever. And the dude, I don't know what he spends his money on, but he is literally living this lifestyle that is unsustainable. Thank you, my dear. And then
above and beyond him as an individual, it paints a bad picture.
Yeah.
For who we have controlling our government and statutory authorities or whatever SEMA is. And they should really look themselves in the mirror and ask themselves the questions. What in the actual F am I doing here, man? Come on, do better, people.
Exactly.
Anyway, have a good day.
Thank you, honey. Trisha says, oh, Lord, listen, like mother, like son. I mean, I don't know the mommy, but I have heard that the apple never fall far from that tree. Once again, trying to live this bougie lifestyle that, quite frankly, you cannot afford. If you can't afford it, why are you out here fronting the way that you guys are? Cut it out. Like, seriously. It is shocking and unfrigging believable. It's not often you hear Jonathan won't cuss, but trust me, I understand the feeling. Miss Lavana says, the old people would say, the bigger the thief, the bigger the luck. Oh, don't worry. His luck running out. I can tell you that. New Me says, how could SEMA not see this? That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that one. Cute, cute, cute. I see what you just did there. Yes, I don't know either. I don't know. It is next level crazy. Lord have mercy. Oh, apparently I owe Flo some money, they say. How much money do I owe you? You know what? Hold on. I gotta tell them something. Okay. Let me get on that right now. All right. Yeah, so anyway, so I don't know what to say. I mean, the dude, like I said, he keeps getting himself in trouble, and eventually jail is where he's headed. Yep. Kisses and favors, says Kim and Brad. He somehow, I believe, just really slipped under the radar, because I guess the HR people at SEMA are not paying attention. Because like I said, remember, he was the one, you guys might not remember this. Let me jog your memory a little bit. Remember, there was a Jamaican guy who called in about a guy who was supposed to bring in a van for him or a bus or something, and he didn't bring it in, and and all this kind of stuff, right? And we end up calling Davian on the show, and we had a conversation with him. He said, oh, yes, I have his money, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this was the time he was still working FedEx. Can you give him his money right now? Yes, I'm going to meet him at the gas station. Tell him to go there right now. I have his money. Do you guys remember this show? He went, the guy was on the phone with us. We're like, be careful, because I don't know, he might try to kill you with his money now. Be careful. Go to the gas station, Davian said he was on his way to the gas station. He went to the bank, withdraw the money, this whole story. And guess what? He didn't do any such thing. He did not. Listen, he did not go to the gas station to meet this guy. He is a pathological liar. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Andy.
Morning, darling.
I just wanted to say that the guy that you had put up yesterday pertaining the scam with Damien. You hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. As far as I know, he's I heard that he's telling people that he has cars, some cars at custom, and that they haven't been clear. That he's bringing in these Honda Fit cars, and they haven't been clear at customs. That's the story he's telling people to scam them into buying cars.
Oh my God! So he's not stopping. Davian isn't stopping. Wow. Yeah, listen, his mother, thank you so much, caller, for that tidbit of information. Because what I know too is that his mother, Kayla Davidson, her name, the business, let me hold on. Let's get some facts here for you guys now. The company is in her name. So it's not just him that you have to watch out for, apparently. It is also the mother, Kayla. Oh, Jesus. See here? See what I'm telling you? Oh, God. I got to warn you guys because I don't want you guys to get in any more trouble. So this is top listings. This is looks like Facebook. Yep. Here he is advertising these vehicles. And let me show you what he's posting on social media. I just don't want you guys to lose your money because God knows it's not right. People work too hard. They work too hard for their owner. See him here? Car just arrived on island, super clean with low mileage, contact for viewing. Don't do it. So he's gotten like these stock photos. You can tell that this not Cayman based on the skyline. I guess this is when he was getting the car from this Japanese place or whatever. So that lady just informed us he's telling people that the car is not clear from customs. He can't clear nothing from customs because he ain't got no money with his broke ass self. I want you guys to remember Davian Wright's name and do not fall for anything that he puts up or his mother, Kayla Davidson, either, because I understand that the business is actually in Kayla's name. So my God, I beg you, hold on to your money because I know how hard y'all out in these streets working for it. And the last thing you want is for, you heard thousands of dollars for these cars to go down the drain. No, sir. The mommy not know better. I'm sorry, Miss Kayla, but you got to do something with this son of yours. Both y'all gonna end up in jail. Both of you can end up right in jail. My God. What a heat. No, sir. I think the business license is in her name. She was in court too for non-payment of something, staff pensions or some foolishness as well. My God. So sad. When you decide to run a business, you got to have your shit organized properly. And you can't be taking money from customers and not delivering their goods and not delivering anything but excuses. Ugh. Oh, Gabby, you saw Kevin? I guess he's trying to behave because he arrested too. The landing flights say they do it in Jamaica, same as they do here and other places in the world. They jail or about their business. No one is dealing with it. They rob Usain Bolt. Woman buys property with bank money. That's sad. Another question here says, wasn't there another SEMA employee who was in court for bribery charges recently? Carrie says, our country is royally effed. Trisha says, people like this guy have a sweet mouth. A scammer gets where they need to go. I agree, Jim. Systems are very, very lax. Someone has a comment about SEMA. Let's read this one. They said SEMA's entire management team needs to go, including HR. The HR is slack. Debbie Mooson Blackwood was the CHRO there who retired and was brought back as project assistant. Musson, I think is her last name, as project assistant to do what? Oh, Lord, y'all up in this one. They now have Arrington Webster's son, Eric Webster, who's the deputy CHRO acting as CHRO. And rumor has it the board doesn't want to give him the CHRO role. Imagine. Okay, why don't they want to give it to him? Then we have the head of IT, Chuck Thompson, who retired and is still there when they hired a 40-year-old manager from DART, who's currently there as head of IT. So SEMA is paying two heads of IT, costing us over $400,000 combined a year. SEMA board needs to fix this shit in-house. It stinks from the head. What? All of this going on over at SEMA? Why, you never did say? I look like I need to do some digging over at Monterey Authority. Good morning, Carla.
Sandra.
Honey Chow, how you doing?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Can I talk to you privately?
Well,
This information here, off the air, I don't know which number can I call you.
You need to tell me something right now while I'm on air?
Yes.
So then you're going to want to call my personal number because at least I can pick up that phone, 324
324
1612.
1612. Okay. I will do that right now.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
This must be some good sauce. Cannot. Okay, let me check. All right. What a hot mess. It sounds like we need to do some digging over at SEMA. I was not aware of any of that. Wow. Trisha says SEMA standards are definitely being lowered. And I'm sorry, I'm still going to label Miss Cindy a great director and Miss Musson a great HR manager for SEMA, hands down. This went through another door, I believe. Which other door would there be, though? I mean, HR is HR, so we got some questions, and maybe we need some answers. Okay. Well, let me see here now. One second. Okay. Just responding to something with a customer. Okay. Kirks. Let me see. Download. Yes. All right. Interesting. Let me just check the folder. This went to downloads. All right. Yeah. So Davian and Mama Michaela, you guys have got to, you got to stop it because you're really, really going to put yourself in jail. I mean, I don't know what to say. Yep, same guy. People have been complaining about him for years, numerous people. Liars and tea for brothers and sisters. That's right, Marshall. The RCIPS needs to step in, like now, stop dragging their feet. I agree as well, Jim. And I will be messaging the RCIPS because I remember seeing him on the court list with something, but I can't remember what the offenses were. But here's the other thing. If you are one of his victims, it is now time that you contact the police. He has your money. Because a little Filipino lady messaged me some months back, same thing with them. Wanted their money. He was giving them a runaround. They even posted in the women's group. I can tell you, without fear of contradiction, now that he doesn't have that little SEMA job, he has no money coming in. Yeah? You people will not get your money back. So for God's sake, you now have an obligation to go to the police and report this man for fraud. Yeah, Kayla used to be a police officer. She's no longer working with police. And I understand that she does have a taxi license. Again, all of these agencies need to start coordinating with each other, right? When she's in court and the son is in court for fraud, all this kind of stuff, these people are not Caymanians. I don't care how many years you've been here now and you work with police and you may have gotten status. You are now giving us as a country a bad reputation and a bad name. And so we have got to stop the nonsense. Okay? It's just too much. Give me 1 second here, because I can tell you that the name of the business, let me give you the name of his business. One Stop, hold on. It is called One Stop. Hold on. One Stop something. But he's such a crook. My God. Oh, yes. He even did up this thing claiming that he sent money across his person. And let me tell you something. If he can make up stories, lying is his middle name. One Stop something it's called. I'll get the name of it. Somebody knows it. Somebody knows the name. Hello, caller.
Hey, Sandra.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
Not too bad, honey. How are you?
You know me always listen to your private morning. I have to turn on my radio.
Me know, my dear.
Yeah, you're talking about David. Davian, right?
Yes.
But me send a message from your phone. Cause I'm planning to leave, you know.
Oh, he's planning to leave, Cayman?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know, I'm doing me. But me know why you're back. Cause me know me I got deal with it, with him, with the police. Him sell more car. Me give him the car, right? So it in a rent a car. So him say no, this lady will want the car for rent. And me give it to make him get the lady. But him send the lady picture come give me. And I say what the contract is. All them can give me the contract. And me pay him off for the car, you know. So me just said to him today, so try care, make the lady care about the car, come give me care about the difference. With the car, so if him not care back today,
wait. Hold on. You know we're still on air, right? You know we're still on air.
No.
Oh, when you say you always listen to the show, I think you're still listening.
I will change the channel.
We're still on air. The radio is off, but we're still on air.
Yeah. So yeah, but if him not All right.
But everybody know him a crook long time. Everybody know this man is a crook long time. Yeah, we still on air. Yes, that's the mummy. She used to be police and they forced her to resign. Well, Kurt Walton, let me message him now. Hey, Mr. Walton, Commissioner, another scammer about to run from Cayman. Please collect him before he leaves. Davian Wright, scamming people left and right. Coordinate with CBC to put in a stop order. They need to do that right now. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you doing? This is Kenneth Bryan.
Not bad. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm so sorry to call you in the middle of your scam work.
Yes.
Or scamming collection
investigation.
work.
Yes. CMR investigates.
Investigation. Yeah. I want to take this opportunity to use your platform to wish my mom, Donna Bryan, a very special, happy 70th birthday today. And she's so special to me. So I'm trying to call everybody.
Happy birthday, Mom. 70.
So
oh my gosh.
Yeah. 70.
Yeah.
The Bible speaks about.
Yes,
so
yes.
Really, really special, biblical day today for her. So I just want to say, Mommy, I love you loads and happy birthday. And I hope the Lord gives me 70 more years with you. And thank you, Sandra, for allowing me to say that. Okay.
Absolutely. We'll post up a little birthday shout out for her as well. So
all right, God bless.
Yes, happy birthday. We know that she does listen to the fan. I mean, she's a fan of the show. She does listen as well. So Miss Donna, happy 70th birthday. I never knew she shared a birthday with Mary. Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you, yeah, Kenneth. Appreciate it. All right, my dear. All right, Miss Donna, happy birthday. And yesterday was Kevin's birthday, Kevin Dawkins. It's a busy time now for birthdays. Ureli says all the small businesses better get ready with security before Christmas. You soon hear all kind of breaking in. Yep, people looking for easy money. That was him on the phone? I don't think that's him. That was him? I don't know what he sounds like, but anyway, he can feel free to call in too and defend himself. Let me see if we have a number for him, actually. He trying to leave Cayman? Y'all better train him. CBC, lock it down, honey child. Lock it down. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is they love to run from Cayman. He get that little payout now from SEMA, his little severance pay. That Caymanian woman gonna be left with not a dime. Y'all don't know how this work. Y'all know exactly what's going on. Okay. Hold on a second. We're going to give him a call. Let's see if he answers the phone today with his scamming ways, poor thing. I mean, and I'm feeling sorry for him, just to be clear, because he look like he just trying to put his hat higher than he can reach it, as some people would say. Live within your means, folks. It's better to live within your means and not have your name called up and no kind of mix-up story. Seriously. All right, give me 1 second here. Honey child. All right, let me see what we can do here. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh boy, what a hot mess. He's always scamming people, I tell you. All right. So, okay. One moment, please. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, I must say, that Denver says SEMA's new office costs $10 million to outfit. Better get quality people working to recover money. Which new office? They're moving? He's not answering the phone. He must be sleeping in. All right, he's not answering. Oh, wow, she don't look nowhere near 70. Miss Donna, yeah. Can you imagine it's got good genes, you know? Anthony says 07 is a good number for today. Yes, happy birthday, Miss Donna. Lots of birthday greetings for you there. Crystal says we need to stop him from reaching out. Well, I mean, I have now notified the authorities, so hopefully they are paying attention. What a hot mess. Tell Kenneth thanks to the kids at Red Bay Primary on the free tickets to the circus. Oh, shoot. That reminds me, I got free tickets to give away. Oh, Lord, Sophinia. Y'all were supposed to remind me. Hold on. I got free tickets for the circus. Okay. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Hold on a second. Hold on, honey chill. Who wants some free tickets? All right, let me see. Oh, Lord, I completely forgot. All right, here we go. Free tickets. So we have, let me just confirm how many. All right, so this is for the circus. So we have a family pack, which is 2 adults and 2 children. The winner can select the date and time that they'd like to go. Okay. So anybody with a family, don't call unless you got 2 kids and 2 adults that you can put together for the family pack. So we're going to give away a family pack to the circus. And this sounds like this circus is going to be a lot of fun. So let me show you what circus. Some of y'all be like, what circus you talking about, Sandy? Well, let me show you. This weekend, the Super American Circus is in town, and lots of fun things. I think they were here last year as well. So if you didn't get a chance to go, this is your time to go, folks. Happening this weekend, December the 5th through the 7th at the Lions Center. You can go to superamericacircus.com to check it out. They're going to have daredevils, acrobats, clowns, holiday magic. They say all of this will leave your jaw on the floor. So seats are selling fast. Get your tickets for the Super America Circus. We're going to give away a pair of tickets now, or a family pack of tickets. So let me go ahead and throw out a little trivia question out there. I don't know what trivia question, but you're gonna have to call in WhatsApp because I think my direct line actually isn't working. And this person says that Kenneth Bryan gave tickets to the Marie Martin Primary School, as well as some of the kids at Prospect Primary. Oh, Davian is watching the show. He's online watching your show. He's ignoring your call. Oh, Davian, don't ignore my call. Answer the phone. What are you sitting there low-key watching the show for? Thank you for our astute person who notified me that he's watching from that Facebook account of yours that you went and locked. We already got your picture, Bobo. Don't worry. We see you over there flossing, trying to look good. Are you really going to abscond and leave the jurisdiction after we know what we know about you? Listen, if you're man enough to get in the game and to hoodwink people out of their hard-earned money, you must be man enough to deal with the consequences. So if they haven't taken your passport yet, I'm notifying them that you're a flight risk and that you trying to get on a plane and get the heck out of here. That's not cool. Right? You married this Caymanian girl. See him right there? See him right there? He's watching. Hi, Davian. Good morning. Why don't you answer the phone? Sophia, I think you're right. You did remind me, so you should probably just get the ticket. How about that? You got kids? You got 2 kids that can go? Because it's like a family pack, so you can't really break it up. All right, Sophia, you're the winner, honey child. I'm sorry, but she's the one who reminded me. Yep, you want it. I'll send them your information. WhatsApp me. Yeah, Davian, are you really thinking about leaving the jurisdiction? Come on. Don't you have a Caymanian wife and child here? You can just leave them in a lurch with all of your bad debt and stuff? What's the name of the business again? Hold on. One Stop something it's called. Let me see here. One Stop. Okay, we can get the proper name of it. Oh boy, we need to be doing their squats. Ay. Oh my goodness. A gentleman just called me for your number. Okay. What a mess. Somebody said, are you aware of any bird flu in Cayman? But we've only reported on it about 20 million times by now. So yes, we are aware. We keep reporting it. We keep reporting on it. Oh, hold on a second. Who just sent me this message about the... Yes, we have been reporting on it. Okay. All right. All I can do is tell y'all, commit the names and the pictures to memory so that you guys know exactly who you're dealing with. Oh, yes. And someone mentioned it, Davian, up in church, preaching for a Seventh-day Adventist church on the pulpit on a Saturday. Which Seventh-day Adventist church is that? It better not be the one that my grandfather was a member of, because if that is the case, I'm going to have to talk to them. Oh, no. He was one of the elders from way back when. Papa Brown, we're going to have to get that sorted out. Kayla Davidson is the biggest scammer and extortionist in the Cayman Islands, says Heaven Bless. The organizers gave Lighthouse School tickets, some free tickets. Oh, that's nice. Yep, that's right. Smooth cruise. In all situations such as this, airport and police should be linked. Well, you see, a lot of times they're not paying attention, so they don't even know what's happening. The landing flight says one name, Allura Limited, took money from people to refinance and change his company name from Douglas Construction. What? Money from people? I know Mr. Douglas. No. Ooh, honey child. One Stop Auto is the name of that company. Douglas, Mr. Andres Douglas? Let me see. Let me make sure. I asked him if that's him. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Preaching how to get away with theft must be, said this one person. That is them. Because there's an automated message that says, thank you for contacting Allura. Your message is important to us. How can we be of service? Oh my God, the landing flights. You got to give me some evidence now. What you talking about, girl? Give me the proof. Good morning, honey child. I can't take no more
Good morning,
surprises.
Sandy.
I can't take no more
Good
surprises
morning.
this morning. Morning.
Good morning. Yes.
What the hell?
Davian was sanctioned by the church from early last year because we did they did their investigation and he was sanctioned.
Oh, good. Good.
So
Sanction meaning he shouldn't be preaching on the pulpit anytime soon, I hope.
no, he is not. He shouldn't be. Furthermore, he hasn't been attending church.
Well, they say church is for sinners, so he better hurry up and go back. But
they did their investigation.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. For first time I can hear a church actually taking some serious action.
Hello?
Yes, sir. I was saying first time I'm hearing of a church taking some. Ooh, I don't know what that background noise is. But you have some background noise. But I'm glad to hear that the church has taken some action.
Yes, he was sanctioned.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it.
All
right. So he won't be on no church pulpit, not Seventh-day Adventist. I don't know if he got to another church because there's so many around. Carrie says he's a bad Adventist. Go figure. Boy, all I can say is if this is what Christian life made him, because which I doubt, it's a devotion. It's actually him being the problem itself from start. You can't keep deceiving people, bro. Good for the church. So can we get an applause for the church? Let's get a hallelujah for church.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, I don't know what that sound was. It sounded like a machine or something. Beating down the church doors every Sabbath and the biggest sinners every other day of the week. Well, they say church is made for sinners, but now he's not going because he can't preach. Get up there and talk foolishness. What's this now about Grand Court? Let me see. Oh, really? Woo! Lord God, it's hot today. It's hot. Ooh, even the lawyers up in court with their shit. And oh God, they be trying to come for me when I be reporting on them. Oh, Brady, Mr. Brady. Okay, look here now. I'm going to do a show on Mr. Brady, but we're not ready yet. We got to take my time. You know, when they say, there's a saying in the Caribbean about when you're heading into the lion's mouth, you got to take your time extracting it. I'll explain to you guys when I'm ready to talk about Mr. Brady, why right now I'm not saying anything. I need to deal with my upcoming court case first and disperse with that. Okay? So I need to focus on that. And what Mr. Brady has done is he has prevented certain people from being able to help me because we reported on a lawsuit that was filed against him. So now he's trying to basically blackball me from getting decent legal counsel from the available ones in Cayman. You can believe that Dennis Brady would do such a thing? But don't worry. They say time longer than rope. And Mr. Brady, I got your digits. I'm coming. Give me some time. I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Some of y'all, you should really, let me sip my vinegar water. Oh, we can have another one of those segments. We do it all the time, Heaven Bless, but look like we need to have another scammeration. Lord have mercy. Jim, you know what they do to you when you speaks up? It's clear there are far too many allowed into the country that fall in the categories of A, a leopard who can't change its spot, and B, a tiger never changes its stripe. Yeah, they're just crooked people. Anthony, hold it down, Bobo. We're not ready for that one yet. We coming. Carrie, me can't touch it right now. Timing on this one, timing. Let me get through. I was hoping before the end of the year I would have had my stuff dealt with, but of course, the wheels of justice are slow like molasses. But let me just say this. We report on any and everybody. Not going to get to the politics part. So come to the front of the class, children. I cannot be in the business of calling out people, calling out bullshit on a regular basis, and then be afraid to do so because, oh, this person is connected to so-and-so, or they believe they're your friend, or this, that. No. That's not how this works. Oh, they can advertise with you. No. You advertise for certain services. If you out in these streets messing up your own good name, that not got nothing to do with me. Okay? So when one of my reporters reports on the fact that you've been sued for certain things, and that she's reporting on it based on what has been filed. For you to get salty and up in your feelings. Right? And then try to come at CMR, y'all need to cut it out because it's not going to work in your favor. Especially when so many of you you can't even peep in their closet because they have so many skeletons. They are literally falling out. Okay? Yeah. Let me be very clear. I'm trying to maintain my composure because, Lord God, the day that we have that show, all hell gonna break loose around you. But it's coming. It's only a matter of time. That much I can tell you. Let me talk about politics just for a minute here. A lot of you, before we get to that, here's the name of the company. Kayla A. Davidson, trading as One Stop Auto. So it's actually her company, right? And it is the son then, Davian, who is running the show through his mother's company. So this is where she is part and parcel of the problem. She's part of the problem. Okay? The two of them are in it together. You can't separate Kayla from her son because they are co-owners of the business. Technically, she has the business license, but as you can see, he's here advertising. Whose number is this 9366565 number? You see, he has another number that is 9396564. Let's try this other number. Hold on. What it is, 9396565. They're setting up all these 9396565, all these scammeration numbers all over the place. I keep telling y'all, these people are not to be trusted. They up to the most. Let me see here, honey child. Company seems to be unincorporated. Yeah, this is, when I say company, it's still a company for the purposes of obtaining a business license. Right? You can have a trading as company.
You have been redirected to the mailbox of the number 1345.
Then I answered the phone here today trying to sell nobody no car. Yes, it is a business. My apology. You're legally correct. It's not incorporated, so we shouldn't really call it a company. So Mr. Andres shares his business license, new name, certificate of incorporation. So that is Douglas Construction. So someone claims you're scamming investors. Give me some information here. Help me to help you, because this is not good. Okay. All right. Well, we gotta get to the bottom of this. All right, let's talk about politicians, and then we're gonna wrap it up because I do believe Ms. Brenda Shaggy said it wasn't me. We need a list of names and or companies listed to remind the people who they are. Can't let these individuals fall by the wayside. The scammers, the crooks, the unethical. Trust me, Jim. Which Brenda was that check written to? Oh, now I see why you say it wasn't me. Heaven blesses Kayla Davison should be locked up today and cancel construction license. She don't pay insurance and owe plenty workers money. That's probably what I saw her in court for. But she got a construction license too? But how many businesses does she have? Wow. Oh, Carrie says she's ready for the Brady show. Don't worry, it's going to come. It's just a question of when we come into it. All right, so let me talk about one politician in particular, Ralston Anglin. Lord God, y'all be messaging me. And so I wasn't actually going to do anything with this, and then I thought to myself, you know what? Let me just try to set the record straight, because apparently there's a lot of confusion around Ralston's personal life. Now, you guys know that your personal life is your personal life until you become a politician. Then your personal life is your personal life unless it's messy or something else. So I don't believe, most of these MPs are married, and I don't believe that, if they're married and doing their thing, I'm not really into it. Like, I don't care how many times a week they're sleeping with their wives, if they got her swinging from the chandeliers and she's happy or whatever. I don't really have business with that kind of stuff, okay? I don't really care. We only care if they're starting to get in trouble. For example, they're married and they're out in these streets being messy. That's where we begin to care, okay? But poor Ralston, he is collateral. I don't know if collateral damage is the right word, but his past behavior, he will admit was less than appropriate, was downright dirty, not stellar when he was a married man, keeps coming back to haunt him because some of you are still under the impression that he is a married man. So let me set the record straight. Shall I do that much? Ralston Malachi Anglin is no longer married, because y'all are sending me comments and videos and, oh my God, Sandy, he not learned his lesson yet. Well, where's his wife? He has no wife. Him and his wife divorced. Yes, years ago now, so much so that she found herself a nice Jamaican husband and has since remarried. Congrats, girl. Good for you. Although I hear them West Bayers, some of her family members don't like that, because you know them already. They kind of, some of them kind of, ooh. Oh, we don't want you marrying no black man. Red alert. Ralston's a black man too. Oh, but honey child, he red skin, he all right. He came out and he a West Bayer. Okay. Listen, if the woman is happy and I hear he treats her good, I don't give a shit. Good for her for finding her a good, decent man. Oh, some Canadians kind of stupid with this sort of thing. Anyway, so Ralston is actually single. Well, he's been dating someone. He's single and ready to mingle. The problem is, and I guess this is a bit of a touch and go situation, is that when he's out there dating, now listen, if you're single, you're free to date even more than one person as long as they know about each other. So, it's possible. Some people don't date just one person at a time. They might go out on dates with different people until they decide who they want to settle down and be exclusive with. And even then, you got a girlfriend. That doesn't mean it can last past 6 months or a year or whatever. So things happen. So I understand that he's dating this young lady. Listen, I don't know her. She's worked in the world of banking. A lot of people say, you know, they have their opinion about her. I'm not into the woman business like that. I don't know her, whatever, right? They are dating. She's single. He's single. They're free to date. Having said that, I always give people advice. So people are like sending me pictures. Oh my God, look at this picture that was snapped of Ralston. He's with a woman. And I'm like, and he's not with a man, so y'all shouldn't be too concerned about it. He's a free agent. He's single, so he can date whoever the hell it is that he wants. So, but some people actually think he's still married. So let me clarify this. Ralston is single, and he has been single for years now. He's not married, okay? He's free to date. Once they're an adult, it's a consenting relationship. She's half Caymanian, whatever. I don't care. But I think the problem is she seems to be, and this isn't necessarily a problem for her. You know, people say this is how she was and whatever. You know, she's out here living her best life. So when she's posting stuff on social media, because yes, they have traveled, apparently she has tagged along as a significant other. The only part of this story that I would be concerned about is if this was on government dime. If this is privately funded, she's paying for her own hotel, paying for her own travel, whatever, I'm going to question what she's doing with her time. You know? The small and went to this bougie store. That is a store that is I see them on, it sounds like the store that I watch on YouTube all the time. Something they like do all these fancy handbags, all of the oh God, what the Hermes bags and overpriced. We pay $15,000 for a handbag. Oh Jesus. Thank God I've never been that stupid. Even paying a couple $100 for a handbag, I now kick myself. I'm like, try and put that on a fucking mortgage or something that's going to make sense in life, right? But this young lady has her own money, from what I understand. She works at the bank. I don't give a shit how many cosmetic procedures she's had. I don't care where she get the goody body from. That's not your business, right? It's not my job. Ralston is a big, hardback man with lots of experience with women. It's not my job or your job to tell him who to date, who he can see, and give him relationship advice. That's his business. Some of y'all need to ease up. Ease up on the man. He's not married. Who gives a shit who he's dating? Right? Like I said, as long as it's not a child on a business. So, yep, she's out here living her best life. Went on a little trip, good for her. I don't care about her either. Right? I know that this is that story. It sure sounds like it. Although that story is pretty exclusive. I'm gonna try and see if I can find one of their videos. But, you know, of course she's flossing on social media, as y'all like. The small end. Okay. The thing about those bags, a lot of the market is in the used market, you know, where you buy the used bags. Yeah, I'm not into none of this. Right? You bring your stories to me, I will clarify with you that the man is single. So if he's dating somebody right now, however long that relationship will last, good for the two of them. I not on no tracking the man with no boning schedule of who he's seeing and when he's seeing them and this and that. That is not my blood clot business. Yeah, I see him there. Yes, they're at a social event. Now, I must tell you, I think it's a little bit stupid of her to take a video of her and the minister, although it's a social event, you know, Cayman night in London. He is still a minister. So would I have recommended this part of it being her video where, excuse me, where the two of them kind of lovey-dovey and hugging up with each other and whatever, putting that in there saying, oh, he must check the score. Well, you know, he into American football big time, right? I probably wouldn't have put that in there. But everybody's different. If the woman wants to do that, then that's her. So this is kind of funny how she ended this, because I guess she must have people who are haters. You know, I don't know. She says, don't let anyone ruin your day. Wake up early and ruin theirs. Whatever that's about with Chucky, the little devil boy there, the little devil doll, whatever that's about, I don't know. You know how it is in Cayman. You're always going to have haters when you're doing your little stuff. People are going to be jealous. They're going to be up in their feelings, and you cannot help that. So, you know, if Renee wants to live her best life, then good for her. What do I care? I am not here to, I don't really give a shit. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not care who Ralston is having a relationship with. Okay? Y'all have documented evidence, allegations, and emails that the president of the United States of America was supposedly sucking on another president's PP, and y'all be ignoring that, though. How about that? Make that trend, make that news. You see, that's the kind of stuff that the media gets into, because, my God, that's next level to even think that that's even possible. The same man who's stripping away the poor LGBT rights, he probably in a down low himself, and that's normally the case, you know. You're going to watch some people who be hating a little bit too hard. That's because there's something in them that they questioning. So, yes, Gabby says, Sandy, they're jealous because it ain't them with Ralston, and that she's beautiful, that's all. Like I said, I really could give two cahoots who Ralston's sleeping with. As long as he is not letting whatever relationship mess with his job that we have hired him to do. Minister of Finance and Minister of Education, as we can see, he's very focused on that. He's there on business. He's getting the job done. What he does between the sheets is none of my business, and it's none of your business. Let me be very clear. I'm going to say it one more time. For those of you in the back of the classroom, leave the man alone. Now, listen, if he ever gets married again and he be the first to screw up, now, you know that's a different situation. When you're married, you can't be out here cheating on your wife, because that says a lot about who you are. That's different. He is a free agent. Somebody said, Lord God, you done go put the man out as a free agent. He gonna be getting all kind of requests now. Good for him. Just, all the only advice I can give him, work comes first, not those relationships. Okay. And make sure whoever she is, she understands that the work comes first. Jim says, unfortunately, Sandy, once a public figure, especially government position, it seems everyone's business, or some people think so. Yeah, but sometimes they take it a little bit too far, Bloods. Like them young people say, you gone too far, Bloods. This is too much. No. Seriously. Leave a man alone. Everybody needs to be happy in their personal life. Everybody needs a little sexification every once in a while. Just leave him alone. That's probably making him better at his job. Think about that. If he's happy, he got a little girlfriend to squeeze up at night, you know what I'm saying? He wakes up with a smile on his face. Who gonna fault anybody for that? They vex because they can't post the man they are with. That's none of my business. Gabby, some of them same ones will be criticizing and be like, And what you be on these streets doing? The only question I have is who paid for a trip, but I've already confirmed that, Brenda, and it wasn't the Cayman Islands government. Once it's not the Cayman Islands government, I don't care. If it's her, boon number one, boon number two, or Ralston from his personal account. That's not my business. Once it's not the Cayman Islands government, that is the only concern I have. Once it's not our money, we good. Miss Speak Your Mind says, Miss Sandy, have you watched the Duffy documentary? No, but damn, the place have been blowing up. Sean Diddy, Puffy Combs, now jailbird, and I bet you Trump gonna try and pardon him too. But I'm gonna try to watch it. I don't know about this weekend, but I'm going to try to watch it soon because I hear it's good. Apparently, they have footage of him after he was arrested talking shit because he was having people record it. And now that he gone to jail, those people brokered a deal with what a guy named that produced it or whatever. 50. So 50 Cent did it and then sold it to Netflix, and he has exclusive video of Sean Puffy Combs sitting there talking in his own words about how they were gonna cover this stuff up and what they got. Oh my God. Yeah, did he? Oh, and apparently he's trying to, they want to sue Netflix because that was someone who was recording stuff for them and how they got, and listen, 50 Cent people said we paid for it and we got it legit, and they are using it, and it really makes Diddy look like the asshole that he really is. Whew, what a hot mess. Yeah, Ralston's a bachelor. Good for him. I think we should have a little show where we set him up with somebody. We help him find a good girl. But, you know, Ralston, he looked like he might be on a little freaky leaky side. So what we might want for him might not be what he wants for himself. That's why you got to leave people alone. Leave them to their own devices. Oh, my God. This person says, date 10 of them, Raleigh. Some of these came out and people always picking on the wrong person. Dealing with some of these no good people, you need 2, 3, 4 women. Leave Raleigh alone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Some people say, you call that never see, come see, laughing out loud. On the other hand, people believe like becoming an MP makes you less than human. It's ridiculous. No, he's entitled to do him. Do real Caymanians ever praise other real Caymanians? Like they happy for the other's happiness? The crab in the bucket sure seems on point. Well, yeah, some of them be salty, honey child. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, you see somebody happy, you know, they got a little girlfriend. No, nobody that's saying it's not an engagement, it's not a marriage, you know, it might not even last till next month. Who knows? Whatever. But he seems to be putting in a little bit of effort. You know, they're holding hands, whatever. Good for them. I don't give a shit. Honestly. This person says, good for him. Somebody seems jealous. Shaking my head. The man don't need any stressing his life. Anyone stressing his life. Let me see. All right. Hi, good morning. I found these glasses at Margaritaville entrance. Anybody lost some glasses? They're brown. If you lost your glasses, let us know. Okay. What does this one say? You should care. Tell your cousin. Ralston, my cousin, yeah. Oh, God. She dates multiple men. So she the problem now. Aye. Next one coming in hot. You should care. Tell your cousin to stay away from her. She's a user, miser, and thief. Lord God, have mercy. Well, like I said, I don't know the woman. I really do not know her. So I cannot speak on this at all. I do know people have had some choice words. So maybe it's not the best choice that he's made, but he gonna have to find out for himself. Y'all know how it is. You can't go tell another man or woman who to date or who to sleep with or who to check out or whatever. And sometimes all you do is when you try to warn them, as this person is trying to do, the next thing you do is you just push them closer together. So that's why I say, you know what? I leave people alone. I'm not telling people nobody about nothing about their significant other. They're gonna find out one way or the other. Oh, Lord, it seems like she got a pass too. What the fuck? Some serious allegations there. But I can't tell the man who to date. I really can't. Like I said, I don't know her. He should do his due diligence himself, as we all must. You know, and low key, when you get involved with someone, they can sell you a bag of goods. You can think everything looks good. And then when you find out differently, you have to move. You know, once you're dating, you can break up with somebody. No, nothing wrong with that. You can say, oops, sorry. You can't get access to this golden tip penis anymore. See you later, honey child. No, it's not Harrods. Hold on one second, darling. But I don't think it's this store. Hold on, I can tell you which one. I watched this woman on YouTube. They're like ultra rich and they actually have a store in the UK. It's called, oh Lord. Hold on. They do all these high-end handbags and stuff like that, but that's all they do. They don't actually, ooh, I gotta watch this video. This was 3 fat loss tips. So powerful they feel like cheating. Ooh, I gotta make sure I watch that. And oh God, I'm a person who loves to watch the pimple popping one, so that's popping up on my feed as well. Lord Jesus. I have to admit, I'd be like squirming, but I'm like, oh, get that blackhead. Pull that one out. Yeah. Oh my God. You know, people get millions of views. This one video that I watched got 25 million views. And it's a Brazilian skincare update commentary. And it's so nasty, but I can't stop watching. I can't stop watching them. And they do extractions in like your areas where you get waxed, like your private areas. And that's a thing. Like people love to watch these ingrown hairs being extracted. And okay, I can't. My favorite is Dr. Pimple Popper, Sandra Lee. I love her. All right, hold on. Let me try and find my handbag video. Let's see. This family, they're from the Middle East somewhere. I don't know exactly what country, but she actually gifted, I saw a video where, you know, I love to watch these people because they have money. They have so much money that it's like stupid. She gifted her daughter some ultra tricked out, was it a Range Rover or something? But it was like crazy. Now, you know, you rolling in some big dollar bills when you can do that. And I don't even think the child, she can't even drive yet. She doesn't have a license. But what they did was they gifted it to her so that the driver, because they have drivers, they have chauffeurs, the chauffeur can take her around in this car that she wanted. And then when she's old enough, she'll get the privilege of driving it herself. I'm like, these people are stupid rich. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. And so they do a whole thing with the handbags. Oh gosh. And they show like people going in and like how much can I get for this bag? Oh, my boyfriend bought this for me and I no longer want it. So they can do it on consignment. Well, they'll sell it for you. And then once they sell it, or they can buy it outright. And like I said, these bags are crazy money, 10, 15, 20 grand or more. If you get the right Hermes bag, that's all a $40,000, $50,000 handbag or more. It's stupid money. Love Luxury. Is that the one? Somebody thinks they know who I'm talking about. Hold on, honey child. Let me see. Is it Love Luxury? Hold on. Let me look him up. Love Luxury. Could be. Yes, that's them. They do the Birkins and tell you how to tell how you can tell it's a real Birkin. Oh my God. Hold on. Yes, that's them. They have a whole YouTube channel. Would you accept a $35,000 apology? And some people bring in bags that have never been used. They're like brand new. And it's like, oh, my boyfriend, gave it to me. We broke up and I no longer want it. And rich people problems, but I'm all here for it. I'm like, yes, please. And thank you. $50,000 bag. I'm like, please give me $50,000. I got a project right now that I could so drop that on. Gifting our store manager Cartier jewelry. This is what they do. These people are so rich, but I don't think she was in this store. I'm not too sure. I think you probably need an appointment to get into this luxury store. Okay, let me see. but they do a whole master class on how to tell something is fake or not. But sometimes the fakes are getting so good. Like there are good fakes. There are poor fakes that you buy from the flea market. And then there are really good, you guys still pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a really good fake, but you're not gonna pay 50 grand. So you might get it for $2,000. But yeah, go check him out. They're very, very interesting. And they do like watches and stuff as well. But ooh, let me tell you something. They got money. They got real money. They're real rich. They're not poor rich. They're not pretending to be rich. Let me play one of their videos for you. They got some real dollars. And I'm here to watch the YouTube videos. I love it. Ooh, I love watching them on YouTube. I'm like, show me the rich, ultra rich life. Hold on. Let me show you some of her. I don't know, my little downloader thing isn't opening up. So, here we go. Yeah. And she's so pretty. The wife is really, really gorgeous. But normally they show stuff in the store. But she does have a daughter. And like I said, the little girl, they must be from Dubai. Somehow I think they're from Dubai, but they live in the UK. Yeah, I think they're from Dubai. Oh, the husband's kind of cute. Too bad I'm married. I like a guy that's like solid. He's nice and solid. You won't be able to hold on to something. He's not a skinny mini. He looked nice and solid. Here's one. My girlfriend doesn't like the color. And these people take it in the original packaging, the original box, the Kelly box. Here they are praying. They're funny though. They do a lot of really cute videos and stuff. I'll be your cousin. Come make me watch. I'll work in the store for a weekend. Let me hang out. Look at this lady took in her little dog in the store. Oh, I hope she's not trying to sell the dog. Not the dog. All right, hold on one second. I'm trying to find the video with the car. You guys would really like the car. I think you'd like the car video. But all right, hold on. Let me see. One second. Honey child. Video. I have to find out when I'm back in court so I don't miss my court date. I hope not tomorrow because I can't be there. Okay, so here she is. This is her.
Millie, please can I have an outfit check today?
Oh, hi. I am wearing Sandro dress. I'm wearing sparkly Gianvito Rossi shoes. I'm wearing Patek, VCA, Cartier, and of course this gorgeous Birkin 25 Cellier, apparently discontinued by Hermes, in gold with gold hardware. I love this color combo, navy and gold. So nice.
She's beautiful though.
Hi, Emily. Please can I have an outfit check today?
Oh, hi. I am wearing Sandro dress. I'm wearing sparkly Gianvito Rossi shoes. I'm wearing Patek, VCA, Cartier, and of course this gorgeous Birkin 25 Cellier, apparently discontinued by Hermes, in gold with gold hardware. I love this color combo, navy and gold. So nice.
Well, honey child, all I can tell you is these people got money. Okay? I'm just saying. They got lots of money. And I mean, just one of her jewelry pieces alone, ridiculously priced. But you know what? None of that stuff ultimately in life, folks, is going to make you happy. I enjoy watching them because I think it's kind of fun to watch. I live vicariously through these people. And, whatever. It's a moment on YouTube. I get to have a good little chuckle. And it is what it is. But the important things in life, being around good people, having good friends, because, good friends better than pocket money any day. Those are the things that really matter. Now, I'm not knocking, listen, I like nice things just like anybody else, I suppose. So if you can afford it and you don't have to be out these streets like Davian and Kayla, scamming people, by all means, live your best life. If you can pay your bills and still live ultra luxury, good for you. I've been in some homes in Cayman, $100 million homes. I'm just like, love it. I wouldn't mind living there. If it was free for me, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm moving in next week. Pack my little bags and go. But I know that ultimately, a lot of those same people, they're stressed out just like the rest of us. They're trying to, even amongst the rich, they're trying to see who can outdo each other. And it just doesn't make any sense. They have problems. They have depression. They have marital issues. They're swinging. They have swingers groups and cheating scandals and all kind of foolishness. So it doesn't really, yeah, whatever. It's not going to make you happier one way or the other. Money cannot buy you happiness. That is for sure. The Filipino shop in the Bronx sell lots of fake designer bags. Nobody treating them like how they treated La Classique. Island Pearl says, you make Marlon hear you about your solid strong-willed. I hope Marlon listening to you. He isn't. He never listens. Miss Marjorie says there was a store here in Galleria Plaza that sold stuff like that. They closed down in no time. Were they selling the real stuff or the fake stuff? Oh, she has an interesting life story. Oh, I didn't even know that. You see, I need to find out what's the backstory. Okay, I will check it out a bit more. Like I said, I literally just saw the okay, here's her channel. I just saw the video where she did the whole thing. Oh, they're buying a private jet for $60 million. Are you kidding me? I just saw the one with the kid with the vehicle. Let me see if I can find that one again. Yeah, I like watching it. I just think they're cute. And she's so pretty. Yeah, whatever. I don't let nobody stress me out. So, luxury surprising manager with her dream car. So they got her a Benz and then did a $40,000 uplift on the Benz. Well, I'm sure she was very surprised. But you see, their stores in London, and I'm not so sure that's where I don't think that's where she was in that video, because I'm pretty sure you have to have an appointment to walk in that store. You're not just walking in there just so. Oh my God, look at how stupid rich these people are. Oh, I'm going to watch this one later. Yeah, they're like in that exclusive block of London where you find all the luxury stores and stuff like that. You know what is so funny? I'm at this stage in life now where even when we went to Switzerland the other day, they did a little walking tour and they were showing us, this is like the rich strip, where you have the Rolex store and the this and that. And, I was like, whatever. I was like, please go show me some mountains or something. I don't care about being in this area. I don't go on these trips to shop. I want to see the food. I want to experience the people. I want some culture. I mean, of course, Dubai is on my list because I really want to see the madness of the buildings and all that kind of stuff. But I ain't going there be trying to drop no money or nothing. Cold jewelry. What I'm dropping my money on right now is some property. Yeah, what's the daughter's name? Mali? Yeah, remind me what she got again. It was some tricked out car. I feel like it was a Rolls or something. I can't remember. But I was like, this child can't even drive yet. Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy. They're at a totally different level. So good for them. They are living the life. A $320,000 watch. Wow. the things I could do with that kind of money right now would not be a watch. They tell you like how to know if it's a fake Rolex and all kind of stuff. Anyway, good for them. They stressed out about losing their money. Oh, well, exactly. Was called something alternatives. Remember fake stuff. Oh, never even heard of them. Never been there, never heard of them. Oh, well. All right, folks, that's all I got. I got to get to work so I can make me some real money because, you know, real money is what pays your bills. I can't take fake money to the bank. I can't take fake money and pay my mortgage. I can't take fake money and give CUC to pay my utility bill. I need real dollar bills. And so therefore, we better work. You better get out there twerking and working, honey child. You guys have a fantastic day. See you. Please be good. I keep telling y'all, stop getting yourselves in trouble because all you're doing is giving. I'm just saying, it's easy to behave yourselves. Anywho, I got a business lunch today. So I'm meeting some important people. They're visiting the island just for a few days. And to the person who said, why don't Caymanians look out for each other? Some people do. I don't want to put all Caymanians in the same boat. Because I can tell you the meeting that I'm having today, that was a direct result of another Caymanian who works within. I gave out the tickets to Sophia. She's supposed to, Sophia, what's up me? It was just a family pack. But I am, somebody said twerking. Okay. Twerking and working, twerking. You're not twerking for the money. You're twerking for the exercise. So you get up and you start twerking. That's your workout for the day. Y'all like, what the hell? Don't go tell nobody. Now the Auntie Sandy tell you must go twerk to make a living, you know? I mean, twerking as you work. All right. You sent the video? Oh, thanks. I'm going to watch it again. Yeah. I'm going to watch it again. So anyway, look, you know, let me tell you, what was I telling y'all? Oh, shoot. I can't even remember. COVID Breen, menopausal Breen. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, about Caymanians that look out for each other. So anyway, this person was at an event last night. It was a business event. They called me. They said, why aren't you here? And I'm like, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't get an invite. I can't show up to places I don't get invited. Right? And so they're like, no, this person's here from overseas for a couple of days. They're the regional manager of and I want you to meet them and So we were going to get together for coffee or whatever today. And the guy messaged me and he said, let's do lunch. I said, all right, honey child, I'll be there. So, you know, I'm working because I need clients just like everybody else. So, you know, I'll go meet them and I don't know what they have in mind in terms of collaborations or what we can do, you know. If they want to advertise on CMR, come on board, honey child. We know we got the numbers. And not for nothing, but that Digicel promo was so amazing that the Christmas promos start on Monday. So get ready. Yes, Digicel is going to have some more promotions for you guys as well. Anywho, point being, now you're saying, what a pint? What a pint, Sandy? The pint is there are some of us Caymanians who will look out for each other, even in business. We're going to say, you know what? I can't do this, but I'm going to recommend another Caymanian that has skills and that I know can do it. So we look out for each other. I'm looking out for all of my content creators. My content creators are here doing their shows. I'm encouraging people to advertise with them, sponsor the shows, come on board. And guess what? That's not my money bag. I'm not taking anything from my content creators. That's them. I want them to be successful in their own right. And I'm helping some of them to get contracts and stuff. So yeah, I know sometimes on this show, we talk a lot about the negative side of what's happening in our communities and stuff like that. But what I can tell you is, you know, we try to help each other because I don't feel good at night. I can't put my head down at night thinking that there's good, hardworking Caymanians out here who are not getting ahead, and there's something that I could have done to assist them on their path. You know? No. I'll help you. I'll help you guys out. Oh, thank you so much for the donation to Noel as well. Please, folks, donate. Some of you made your pledges, and I know you said, okay, you couldn't pay last week. Don't forget to make your donations because he definitely needs it. We don't know what the future holds in terms of his condition. And it's very, very precarious, I must say. You know, it is concerning. I don't want to put any sort of negativity into this, but his condition is very, very serious. Let me just say that. So the money that was originally going to go to bed, some of that now might be going to his care. He's in there on life support. So please pray for the family. And yeah, you know, just so sad. It breaks my heart. But if you need the bank account information, I'm going to share it here again. Let me just get it for you. So I'm going to just put it in the chat. Okay. So if you pledged, or if you didn't even pledge that day, but you'd like to give a little donation, every little bit helps. So there's the information there. There's the bank account number and details. Please go ahead and make your deposit. Someone just sent me one, so that's why I'm even remembering it. So yeah, please go ahead and send your deposits. All right. So I appreciate you guys so much tuning into the program. As always, you make this Cayman's #1 talk show, hands down, without a doubt. And I really love you guys for it. And yeah, so I'm going to go to my meeting and get some work done. Roar, oh gosh, you've missed a lot. He was diagnosed with ALS and last week on Thanksgiving, a week from today, so much has changed. We had a telethon for him where we, you know, where we raised funds for a medical bed that he needed and any other equipment and stuff, because there's other things that he will need. And unfortunately, the day after, last week, Friday, the power went out in the neighborhood in Windsor Park, and his breathing machine, which he needs to breathe, was shut off. And so he was without oxygen and he went into cardiac arrest. So since Friday last week, he's been in ICU at the hospital in intensive care. On life support. So please keep him and his family in your prayers. So plain and straight, the funds are going directly to his bank account. So I don't know that the family has access to that from the perspective of being able to confirm. He's in a coma, so I can't ask him, but I don't know that the family can tell that. I mean, you know, because I don't know if they have access to his online banking or anything like that. But what I do know is that the funds, whatever the end result will be, the funds will definitely be utilized to support his ongoing medical care. Okay, very sad situation. All right, beautiful people, please have a day of abundance. I want each and every one of you, you know, Cayman Thanksgiving is coming up this weekend. Live your life in abundance, and abundance does not necessarily mean dollars. Abundance can just be, you know, living, just being fulfilled, being happy, helping other people. That brings you a feeling of fulfillment and abundance. So please, know that whatever your plight and your situation is in life, there is someone else out there who is having it far worse than you. And so for that, we have to be thankful. We have our health, we have our wellness, and what more could you possibly ask for? All right. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Toodaloo.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.